G'day everyone, my name's Heath, I'm the Antipodean D20, and welcome to the Aussie takeover of Gary Con's Loch Geneva Twitch channel. With me I have some fantastic people, and hopefully we're going to have a fun game in the next 3 hours. Just going quickly around, I'll get you guys to introduce yourselves in a quick 30 seconds or less, starting with Rob below.
Thank you very much. I'm Robert Hartley, GM. I'm a Dungeon Master, Games Master, role player. You can find me over at my own Twitch channel where I stream 4 or 5 times a week. I also DM for an Australian group of, an Australasian group of comedians called Viva La Dirt League, and we've got our own YouTube channel, so you can check me out there as well. Over to Crispin.
Oh, hi there. Hi, I'm Josh, the Dreaded GM, and usually I would say these are my fellow storytellers, but I guess I can say that we're all storytellers here.
We're all storytellers.
So, you can catch me on my channel on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday AEST, where we run Dungeons and Dragons, predominantly in a homebrew world, which is consistent, so they all affect each other. And on Sundays we run our Strahd game, but we are up to Strahd, so big hi. That's it. Moving on. Sever Sam. Severe Sam?
Trevor Strum. Hi, I'm Matt Everhart. I'm the owner of and operator of Praetors and Riffs, which is the producing company for GaryCon, or virtual GaryCon, this year and last year, actually, now that I think about it. It's been a long COVID year. I go by KC Rift online, so if you see me on the Twitters or Facebooks or anything like that, that's where you can find me. And thank you very much for all the people down under watching and tuning in and helping GaryCon stay 24/7. This is great. Happy to be here.
We're happy to have you.
And hi guys.
That's your cue. That's your cue.
Is it my cue? Oh, very well. Hi everyone. I'm O'Neill. I'm Michael, and I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and my brain stalls on occasion. I'm also a performer and entertainer from Perth, Western Australia, and like these band of amazing misfits, I am also a storyteller in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons, fantasy role playing, and it is an absolute honor and pleasure to be here for my very first GaryCon. Like this is a first for me, so I'm so excited. I'm like so hyped.
That's we've got several firsts here, right?
Yeah.
Look at us.
That's good. This is not
my first game in Australia.
There you go.
I'm happy.
This is my like I've got no qualms about confessing. This is the first time I've gone to DM a D&D 5th ed game. So hopefully I get things correct and don't crucify me too much if I don't.
It's gonna be great.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So, the brief of the story that I gave everyone is you're basically guarding a trade caravan to a northern town before the winters set in, and this is the last trade caravan to head up and back before the snow hits. I have some prepared text. Venturing out of the city of Velden, the trade caravan takes the appearance of a slow-moving river of coloured canvas, beasts of burden, and a fusion of guard and crew. The mottled canvas covers each of the dozen wagons, sheltering the trade goods from the eye as well as the sun, and is hitched to a pair of oxen. As is each of the members of the guards, you are assigned to a wagon and sit at the front of the wagon with the driver. The procession is also accompanied by 4 other guards on horseback who rotate their positions around the wagons. Travelling with you is Pep and Grin, both from Yorvin, the town of which you are heading towards. And whilst Pep seems like this could be his first journey, you soon realise that he is almost as seasoned as his grizzled and toothy companion Grin. Pep is the nephew of the trader whose caravan this is, and he is eager to please his uncle and complete this return journey before the winter sets in. You soon learn that the cargo is a load of textiles, cloth, linen, salt, and preserved fish. The return cargo will be rare herbs and local timber, as well as preserved game meat from the north. The first day you pass through farmlands where different grains and livestock seem to be reared, raised, and grown with not much else happening. At night, the wagons are arranged for shelter and protection, and Grin prepares a simple but pleasant meal for your fellow crew members. Just before noon on the second day, the wagon train is attacked by a trio of bandits, quite foolhardily. You and your fellow guard have no trouble in fighting them off. In the afternoon, they return with twice their number, and you're again able to fend them off, this time leaving 3 of their numbers bloodied on your blades and 1 captured. The only casualty for your company is a driver with a broken arm. One of the mounted guards says that he will take the captive and the wounded driver back to the city for the garrison to interrogate, and that the caravan should continue as planned. The crew rearrange themselves and continue with the journey, stopping only to fix a broken wheel on one of the wagons. It is during this time that you notice Pep is missing, and when you tell Grin, he laughs and said, "Ha! Never mind that boy. He'll be back some short time soon." After an hour, Pep reappears with 3 rabbits and a wild duck slung over his small but stout shoulders, a grin wider and more toothy than his counterpart. "Dinner!" he announced. That night, the wagons are arranged and guards set in for their watch. Grin sets to work on the feast, muttering about the foresight to bring potatoes and leeks with him. As soon as you settle down for your meal, you hear a rustling of leaves from the bracken nearby, and out tumbles a small, red, rodent-like goblinoid. It weakly stands about 12 inches tall and considers you in timid curiosity. It is dressed in a small piece of animal hide, rough fashioned into a tunic, and removes what appears to be a dark-stained rodent skull for a helmet. Clasped in one hand is an arrow fashioned into a spear, its tip a little blunt and its shaft a little broken, whilst its other hand is pressed to a wound on its side. What would you like to do, gentlemen?
Hey, Crispin, are you seeing this?
Yeah.
What you make of it?
Oh, sorry, wrong. I don't know. Hey, you! Hey, should we go investigate?
Yeah, I'll stop playing my bagpipes. I feel like during the several days of journeying so far, I've probably been delegated to the very front or the very back of the caravan, because there's a very select acquired taste of people who like the bagpipe music. So in a similar fashion, I'm playing a little dinner music for people, and then I stopped playing. And I said, "Shall we check out what is it?" So you say it's about a foot. It's about a foot tall.
About a foot tall, and it's sort of.
It's bipedal.
It's bipedal. It's kind of goblinoid, but also quite rodent-like.
Any chance that I've seen one or heard of a story of one of these creatures before?
I would like to also see if I can figure out if I've read about them or something like that.
Okay, let's see if I can bring this up.
Looks like some sort of baby kobold.
Okay, I'm just going to try something here,
I
gentlemen.
hate kobolds.
Why do you hate kobolds?
Okay.
I've known
They
quite a
steal.
few, actually. They
Did-
steal.
Did that work? I think
Precisely.
that worked.
I best.
Okay.
Who turned off the bloody music?
I'm sorry. I was. I couldn't talk as well as play. I needed my mouth for talking.
You know,
All right.
I've seen some people that can play bagpipes and talk at the same time.
Well, let me try. Sorry, give me a second.
You can play bagpipes and sing at the same time?
Do it!
That's amazing!
I
You're
didn't say I could.
amazing.
Oh God. Oh, you're really writing
Seems-
checks for my mouth here.
I can sing for you if you like.
Did you hear?
Quite the voice.
Random guards! He can play a bagpipe and sing
Oh,
at the
God.
same time!
Oh God. Can we deal with this first, please?
I would like to see if I've perhaps
All right,
read
so-
about them.
So in front of you, let's have a look here. Let's see if I can get this. There we are. So that's what you kind of see in front of you. Is everyone seeing the picture there?
Oh yeah,
I am.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is art by the fantastic Brett Simpson. So, and imagine he stands about
I
Twelve-
told you it was a kobold.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one, but it does sound like the ones that I've heard about.
Do you speak any languages?
he looks at you and chitters a little bit.
It looks like he's wounded. You said, right? He's
Yes.
holding a wound.
Yeah. One of his hands is pressed to his side.
Does
I
it
see.
look? Does it look like it's profuse bleeding or anything from it? It's like a mortal wound.
It's not a mortal wound, but he's not happy.
I'm gonna just stand and cautiously look from where I am into the bush the distance he came from.
There's no need to be afraid of the little fella. I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna like try and stand pretty tall, trying to show that I'm proud a little bit. Is it taller than me actually?
If you're a halfling, you are taller than it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get over and like just sort of like just bound over and try and.
Okay. It kind of shrinks back a little bit, but because you are almost his size, he wouldn't he's less skitterish with you than he would be with, say, the barbarian or the dwarf, or or the tiefling.
I'm a lumberjack. Just saying. Just because I can't read good doesn't mean I'm a barbarian. That's rude.
What happened there? Did you hurt yourself or something? We can help you.
So what do you want to do, Crispin?
Closer and
Well, I certainly say
maybe
finish it
investigate
off.
on this end. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Finish it off before it multiplies.
I don't think it's about to multiply anytime soon.
It doesn't
Well,
seem
you
aggressive.
never know.
If I hit it hard enough with my axe, it'll multiply, but like in halves.
It'll also divide.
So, has the dwarf? You obviously have seen kobolds. This is not a kobold. He's got the more you look, the redness is like a fur.
Is there any? So there's no chance that I've read about them or heard about them with bad nonsense.
Yeah, make a check if you like.
I will make a check. Is it going to be just a nature check or a? Yeah, I suppose nature.
Nature.
Here we go. That is a 7 total.
7. You've kind of heard of them, or you've heard of these little red goblinoids in this area, but they're not goblinoids, but they're not kobolds.
I'm pretty sure it's not a kobold. Actually, looking at him, he looks more furry than scaly. Kobolds are like tiny dragons, aren't they?
Well, I'll take your word for it.
While you're talking amongst themselves, he kind of looks over at Grin and the feast, and he's kind of looking, and he's starting to chitter to himself. And Pep notices this and kind of picks up and carves a little bit off of a rabbit and brings it over, and this little fella grabs it and gobbles it down quick, and you can tell that he's quite hungry.
Aye.
Yeah.
Don't feed it after midnight.
Doesn't look like he's about to die from that wound. So, and he's not about to do anything dangerous to us. So, probably just some sort of rodent.
Yeah, I said he was harmless.
I mean, I wouldn't say harmless exactly. He's wielding a weapon.
How did we cook the rabbit? As a curious question. Like, is it in like a pot with like stew? Is it like skewered with? Is it important?
One of the rabbits and the duck was in a pot, and 2 of the rabbits were roasting over the fire.
Okay. I want to get the. So is the pot still filled with this stew?
Yeah. Grin was in the process of ladling it out. Some people are eating when this little fella happened upon.
And specifically, what vegetables were in there? And
What
spices
vegetables?
and herbs? In what order did they put them in?
Build a sensory experience of this stew for me.
What are we eating? What is the? Are we eating out of like pewter bowls or?
Wooden bowls, wooden spoons. The pot is cast iron, contains 1 rabbit and a duck, a quantity of potatoes, and some leek. And if any of you,
leeks are my least favorite vegetable as a pirate. Leeks.
Boom.
Get it.
And if anyone,
hideous laughter on everyone.
I ugly laugh, so I like a snort. All right,
If
I'm gonna grab like a wooden bowl, and I'm gonna stick my hand in the boiling hot stew and like pull out a scoop. Oh, and then I'm gonna walk over to the kobold and I'm gonna thrust it at the kobold.
Oh.
Hand like dripping with like like stew and potatoes and
Duck grease.
Oh, he very gladly accepts it, and kind of with his hand still pressed to his side, sits down on the ground and with one hand starts picking out bits and eating it out of the bowl. And you can almost hear like if he was a cat, he'd be purring, but he's not a cat.
I sit
Because
down
it's
like
callable.
kind of next to him, and I start patting his head.
Good. Strange rat thing. Good, strange rat thing.
And he's muttering to himself in the same sort of little chittering. So you have made a friend.
Oh. I've made a friend.
And Pep's there as well, and sort of tries to get one of the wooden spoons and break a piece off to make it sort of more manageable for him, and gives him this to eat with. Grin just shakes his head and says, "That boy, that boy's going to adopt anything."
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you want to be a pet for my daughter? She would love a cat like you. She's into ugly things. She found a mole with these 2 ugly teeth, no fur on it. No idea where she found it, but she loves it like it was her own.
If the mole wasn't always there, she really should see a cleric about that. I'm gonna stand.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna walk into the bush that the thing came from
Yep.
to see if I can see what attacked it.
Hey,
Like
Harmony,
Homer-
wait up!
Like Homer Simpson style, like backwards.
Yeah, backwards.
All right.
I'm gonna run after Harmony and follow.
Okay. So have a look in. Give me a perception check.
Both of us.
Yes, please.
That is a 6 total.
6. Okay. You don't really see anything.
Right.
I mean, it could be that the fact that it's on dusk, it's a little dark. The light, the bushes block the light.
I got a 15.
A 15.
Yes.
Okay, so with a 15, you see obviously that there's nothing else out there, but you do see his slow tread that has come from. Now you guys were south heading north, so the slow tread is coming from the east, but you don't see anything else but his tracks.
There's some tracks, but he came from over there. There's
Yeah.
nothing else though.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. It's probably just cut himself on a branch or something and needed some food. Got lost from
Yeah,
his
perhaps.
lost from his tribe or his clan or something.
I look for a collar.
Yeah.
No collars.
And turn and head back to the caravan.
Okay,
He's not a
cool.
threat to us.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Really
No worries.
enjoy your bagpipes.
Oh,
In
thank you, Chris.
in the interim, while they are off looking for tracks, I will huff in a huff. Well, if they're not going to kill it, he gets off the wagon. Silversham gets off the wagon and walks over to the not kobold and says, "Well, let's have a look at you." And he attempts to discern where the wounds are coming from.
Okay, so the little guy's got like a gash that goes from sort of about his where his collarbone would be down to a hip. It's not particularly deep, but left untreated would probably turn bad. He looks like he's knocked about and he's taken a bit of a he's either been in a battle or he's been ambushed or something. He's managed to get away, but not without a few licks.
Okay, so it does appear like a blade or something, not a scratch
Yeah,
from a big
no,
thorn.
it looks like a blade.
There appears to be a tiny army around here somewhere. I will use a first level cure wounds on him.
Yep.
So D8 plus 5.
Is the little hamster going to be okay, Seversham?
I believe he looks like he should survive the night. For 11.
Oh yeah, that
Probably
the
3 times more than he has.
the look of absolute shock and bewilderment as this little guy watches his wounds kind of close over under your machinations, and he gives a very, very deep 12-inch bow to you.
I am quite spectacular.
He the little the dark stained rodent skull that he had as a helmet, he now sort of lays at your feet. And you notice there's a bit of cordage which, if you wanted to secure it to something or wear it as an amulet or something like that, you could do that.
Well, I'm sure I don't want that. Thank you.
I will pick it up, and I will look at it, and I'll put it on like a finger puppet.
It's a skull of what could have been a rodent or a squirrel or something like that.
Oh my gosh, it's that small. Okay.
Hey, can I get a look at that?
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna look at it and observe it, and then look back to the creature. Is this a lucky charm? Is this something that brings luck?
Doesn't look like it tastes like marshmallow.
you say this to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of tips his head and goes and gestures for you to keep it.
I don't think he can hear you or understand you, Crispin.
Yeah.
Speak louder.
You said yes in Charlie
Is this
Brown.
a lucky charm?
Louder and slower. That always helps.
Directly in his ear.
It was flying out at this
It
point.
does. It doesn't matter. He was hurt by something, probably a branch or something. Like there's nothing out there that could have done it that I could see anyway. So.
Sevisham, tell them what you found. Tell Harmony, Sevisham found something about the stabby thing.
What?
Well, it appears as though he was stabbed by a weapon. He wasn't
Oh, you
caught
reckon?
in a bush. So he
Oh.
was in some sort of battle recently,
What the hell
judging
is
by
it?
the...
Well, if he survived, this must be a lucky charm. You guys mind if I keep it?
Okay. So are you? Is anyone still watching him, or is anyone?
Yeah, I'm standing over him, just like inspecting him like a creature.
Yeah.
Just a creature I've never seen before at a zoo.
I'm kind of patting him.
Noting that everyone doesn't mind, I'm gonna keep the lucky charm.
Cool.
I
Nice.
scratch behind his ears.
Cool. So he visibly enjoys that. He finishes off with the little makeshift spoon that Pep gave him. He's finished off, and you see he's quite replete from his little meal. He looks at everyone. He gives a little bow, and then you hear, and he disappears.
Holy
Vanishes
Oh.
right in front of you.
Well, that's...
Did he explode?
No, I think he disappeared.
I heard a pop noise.
Yeah, but that happens with teleportation magic sometimes.
Is it after midnight?
No, it's not. And no one got him wet. No one got him wetter either.
Not yet, I
I
say.
would like to use my arcane knowledge to see if I can, like, divine anything from that.
Sure, go for it.
Arcana check.
Yes.
21.
Back, kitty.
Oh, okay, cool. Can you give me another nature check? Did you give me a nature check? You gave me a nature check earlier, didn't you?
I didn't.
No, Harmony did. Okay, give us a nature check as well, please, Crispin.
Not as well. 8.
Okay, that's cool. Because you did so well on Arcana, I will give you... So, these things are called skogs. They are little red-furred, as described, rodent-like goblinoids, but they're neither kobold nor goblin. They are mistaken for goblins at some stages. They run off from farms that are, the farm will run them off like they're vermin, but they're actually a quite bright little race that have a touch of the Fae, and what you've just witnessed is their version of Misty Step.
In fact, that was not a goblin nor a kobold. It's a skog. Now, skogs are fey-touched, and they have the ability to misty step, and that's just what we saw there. I'm gonna
Right.
pop out my chest proudly that I had that knowledge in my brain. And
Thank you,
just,
Crispin. Are they a threat to us or the caravan?
No.
Not at all.
Right. In that case, I walk back over to the stew, dip my bowl in, get another bowl of stew, and then she starts walking around the rest of the camp, just like making sure that everybody's still safe.
Yep, and everyone's good. Everyone's happy to sort of see another bowl of... Are you handing out food to anyone else or just yourself?
I just grabbed it myself. But
Okay, no worries.
if I get chatting to anybody who wants some, I'll go back and get them some.
Cool, alrighty. Well, I can pretty much...
Wait.
Sorry?
Careful with the stew. I've lost my wedding ring.
No. Goodness sake. I'll cast locate object.
Alright,
Scoop it out.
so the rest of the evening is your own. If there's any memorization of spells, pretty much overnight, nothing really happens. The guards are on guard duty for bandits. You complete a long rest, and who's got the skull?
I've got it.
You get an inspiration point.
Oh, cool.
Ooh,
Thank you.
tis a lucky skull.
It was a good luck charm.
Yes. Alrighty. So the next morning, the wagon train Grin tells everyone we're only a day from town, and you actually get there in good time, getting there just after lunch. Pep finds the trader of which his uncle does business with, and soon discovers that the herbs are ready to go, the preserved game meat is ready to go, but there's been no delivery of timber. The trader has told Pep to go and try go and look for him in the tavern, because this guy is quite often sort of resting his heels in the tavern, or if he turns up late, that's going to be the first place he goes. So as you come into that little spot's just outside town, not too far. The town itself comprises of a stone tower, a wooden palisade. Within the town, there are a couple of stone buildings, including a smithy that the forge doesn't look like it's going at the moment. The said aforementioned tavern, and a stone well that's kind of attached to a very small chapel. All of the other buildings in town are wooden, and looks like it's been made of the same wood that Pep would told you about on the trip that they are bringing back to the city. Pep says, "Well, let's go and see if this guy's at the tavern."
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Yeah, we got your back.
So you make your way over to the tavern. The tavern is, without needing a roll at a quick glance, it's quite an unusual build. It's not like what you've seen in the city, and it kind of doesn't really match some of the other architecture of the town. It almost looks like it's a cobbled together of mismatched stone. Proudly scrawled on a piece of wood over the doorway is the Vanishing Tower.
Vanishing Tower. At least it's not a vanishing scald or whatever you call them.
Skog.
Skog, actually.
So
It sounds like a good drink.
you venture inside. Pep leading, because he obviously knows this area. The tavern's laid out where the bar is along the back wall. There is a open fire in the centre, and a chimney in the top of the roof there, and there is the long wooden like trestle tables with chairs, like stools either side for you to sit down. There's a door to the left-hand side of the bar. Obviously, looks like, and you can hear the rattle of pots, pans, and cooking equipment. To the right, there's a sturdy door that Pep starts to head towards. As he heads towards, hopefully with yourselves in tow.
Indeed.
He goes past the bar, gives the barman a little nod, and proceeds through the stout door. You push through after him, and find this amazing little back room stacked with items and papers, and you can hear like a funny raspy laughter coming from underneath a pile of papers that have mounted up on a desk. The room is fairly well lit, almost like a fire, but you can't see a fire anywhere within. Pep yells out, "Are you here, Pony? Are you here, Pony?" And this little mound of paperwork pushes over, and out from behind the desk steps this human with a rather broken nose, and embraces Pep in a big laugh, in a big embrace, and laughing, and he's, "Oh, Pep, my boy, you made it! Oh, it's good to see you, boy! Oh, you need fattening up. If your mother could see you right now, she would tell me off for not feeding you more when you're visiting me." And they proceed to have a laugh and hug. He says, "Boy, what? Tell me, Who is this? Who have you brought with you? What are you in town for? Are you here on the wagon? Are you here on the caravan? What are you doing in town, Pep? Tell me, my boy, tell me. If only he would let Pep have a moment to tell him. Oh, that reminds me, I had an adventurer here about a week ago, and he couldn't pay for a room, and he gave me this. He said it was magic dust. I don't know what it is, but here, you take it. You're going to have more use for it than what I am. I don't know how this stuff works. My adventuring days are over, and I did nothing to do with the magic stuff because, that's not me.
I sidle up next to Pep and I say, Pep, what you being rude for? Just introduce us to the gentleman. And I reach out for his hand.
Reach out for
the guy who's asking to be introduced.
Pep, quite flustered, goes to open his mouth, and the gentleman says, "Hi, my name is Gitch, but everyone calls me Pony because I'm sure you can guess it's because I'm a little horse." Oh, yeah, no, that's okay.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah, the ladies, they love it. Yeah, my name's...
He doesn't have a ponytail, though.
Well, my name's Melodia, but people call me Harmony.
I'm very pleased to meet you. So, you're here with Pep on the trade caravan, yes?
That's right.
Oh.
Right, we are indeed.
That's good. You'll be looking for Canis. He's the sawmaster, but I haven't seen him. I don't know where that boy is. If he's meant to be here with a load of timber for you, I haven't seen him. But I do know that he comes here first.
Well, if it's timber you need, Ulnia knows how to get timber.
Yeah, but
I'm a lumberjack. I'm a lumberjack.
And I'm Crispin. Hi, nice to make your acquaintance.
Hi, I'm pleased to meet. Well, and any friends of Pep is a friend of mine. But so Pep tells me he tells me when he was last here he was coming back with the wagon and that you need a room, and I've organized my best room for you. And so he kind of pushes past, shaking hands as he goes past. Hello, how you doing? Hoy, that's last season. And he pushes past the door, and he leads you out, and you sort of come back past, and then he leads you around past the bar and through what you believed was the door to the kitchen, but it opens out into a corridor, and the first door on your right leads to the kitchen, and there's a corridor with a little set of steps that lead up and back. So he like, come with me, and he leads you up there, and he shows you this quite nice room that the four of you can bunk down. He's, does the lady want a spare room? I didn't know there was a lady on the board.
No. I appreciate it. It's been a while since somebody called me a lady, though. I grew up on a pirate ship, surrounded by men, so I am absolutely happy to bunk with these.
That's not a problem. Like if you know,
While the pleasantries are happening, Crispin's gonna run in and claim the choicest bed.
Yeah. And he Gitch jumps out. You're fast for a little guy.
I call dibs. This is mine.
So he pushes through, and there's 4 nice beds in there, and there's it's quite well illuminated as well, sort of the same illumination as the office. There isn't a fire in here, but it feels quite warm.
Yes, well, that's the bed, all right. That's the bed, all right. Where's the whiskey?
Hey, you're a guy after my own heart. That's back down in the office. We'll have to get that for later.
Ooh, I'll have some whiskey.
Well,
drink then.
I'd like some meat.
We do
Okay.
need to work out where this wood is, though, right?
Yes, okay. Tell you what, you get settled in. You go and have some food, and I will send one of my guys to go and find out what's happening. So and Gitch makes his leave. So the room is quite nicely, it's quite nicely. I was about to say furnished. That's.
It's fine with me.
I knew it was a little too warm in here.
So the room's quite nicely furnished. The beds, it's not just a pallet with straw and a sheet. They're actually frames. So it's quite nice. For Crispin, all the beds are the same size, but this bed is palatial for our halfling friend. But there's a beside each bed. There's a spot where you can put any of your gear. There is a side room off to the thing with a big barrel of water that is quite warm. And you do, if you have a look, notice that the barrel is situated over a pipe that looks like it comes from where that fire at the front would be. So you really have got the palatial room. You've got hot water. Hot plumbed water.
I take out my lyre and I ding, ding. I just walk around the room and I sort of sit on each bed, and I listen. And then I walk over and I sit on Kristen's bed and I go, oh yeah, this one. This one has the best reverberance of the acoustics of the room. I'm afraid this is mine.
I called dibs though.
Yeah, but I'm afraid I'm bigger than you. And then as I say that, my eyes start glowing red fire and start like glowing as if they're literally on fire.
You scare me, yes, but
yeah, I think this is mine.
We let luck decide.
Why not?
Let's roll for it.
Let's do it. You got dice?
Yeah, I'm gonna take out my dice that I have. It's known as my common magic item, known as the Charlatan's dice.
All right. Whoever rolls higher wins.
Right, you are.
All right.
I roll it, and let's say it's a D20, and it rolls a 20.
That's your 20! Ha!
Suddenly the ground starts to shake, and it tips over onto its side as if it's caught in an earthquake. And it lands back on a 20, and I go, oh, interesting. And it does it again, and it rocks and lands back on a 20, and I say, something you want to tell me, little man?
No.
So
Don't tell you anything.
As their attention is on the dice in the middle of the room, all of a sudden they hear this like deep snoring coming from behind them where the bed is.
Son of a... Well, that's fair. That's fair.
The acoustics seem pretty good from over there, though.
It does actually. The acoustics seem much better over here, and I go and climb a different bed.
Michael, you may have an inspiration point. That was good. I like that. That was good. I liked that. I was just thinking. I actually had money on the dwarf doing that. Alrighty. So you kind of get settled in. Some time, 5, 10, 15 minutes pass, and the door throws open again. Hey, fellas, how you doing? Oh, sorry. Hey, there's no bottle on the ground. Okay. So I sent one of my guys, and they've checked, and it's only a small town, so it hasn't taken long, and no one's seen him. No one has seen Tristram the Sawmaster. I don't know where he is, but it's... Well, it's not unusual that we don't see him for a couple of days. If he's meant to be here with wood, hey, the saying is, if you say Monday, you'll see Tristram on Tuesday.
Right. Where's his sawmill?
The sawmill is about 8 miles out of town.
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing is, he's built the sawmill around the area where there used to be a tower.
He's vanished. And
Yeah.
there used to be a tower there.
This guy, he's a quick one. Yes, the guy I bought this from, the tower used to belong to a wizard a couple of centuries ago, and they don't know what happened to him. And the tower was pulled down, and the tavern was built from the stone. The sawmill was built from the stone, and one of our guard towers was built from the stone.
Oh, I see.
May I use my history or arcana to see if I've read or heard of anything that may hook onto that?
Go for it.
Hells yeah. Which one would you prefer?
Which one were you rolling? Which one did
let's
you...
go to Arcana then. 22.
Okay, what was the other skill you said? I missed that. Sorry.
History.
History. Okay, it probably would be a little bit of both. I'll let you go with that.
Okay.
There was a wizard's tower in this area centuries ago, so that would put this town sort of slightly about the same sort of time, maybe a little bit earlier. So the saying goes, or so the tale goes, there was a wizard's battle out there. One wizard walked away, and the other didn't. So yeah, it was a little bit of Wizard Thunderdome. So
Did he teleport?
so well,
Wave
it's long ago enough that people are not sure. It's just that what Gitch has told you is pretty accurate. The wizard who had this tower, it was effectively abandoned. People pulled it down and repurposed the stone. The wizard's name. Oh, hang on, I had that written down somewhere. I didn't expect you to discover it so quickly.
Master Blaster.
yeah.
Specialized in evocation.
That's it. Yes, the wizard's name was Entity.
Entity.
Entity, the wizard.
That was the one that survived, or the one that disappeared.
The tower used to belong to Entity, so
Why
I
does
guess
the tower belong to Ents making tea.
Ents.
I'm assuming Crispy.
Yep, he's crispy now. That is his
I'm
name.
assuming Crispy is telling us all of this.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
dear.
The wizard.
Anyway, he's not here. Let's have some food. Let's have some drink, and you boys go find him in the morning 'cause it's late now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
starving.
it'll take a couple hours to get out there. We should
Alright.
we should probably borrow a couple of the horses from the caravan in the morning and get out there. So
Well,
we don't take the whole thing.
the caravan was oxen, but yes, a couple of the guards did have a couple of they had.
It's
they had,
it's a tiefling thing. We call horses and oxen the same word in Infernal. So
Fair enough. It's the accent. It's the inflection. So the guards did have 3 horses because one went back with the captive. So do you want to? So basically, Gitch tells you that the sawmill is about 7 miles out of town. It's a windy, hillish road because you're starting to get into the hills, and usually the trip is about 3 hours. However, there's an old waterway that a lot of the hunters use to get up through that way and past the sawmill. That would take you about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your athleticism. So you can either and the horses won't be able to traverse that. So on horseback to get up this windy track on horseback, because you're not oxen, it'd be maybe an hour and a half.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not that strong. Do you think you can carry me?
I'm pretty athletic. So you've noticed over the couple of days we've been together that she's quite lithe and slim, but quite athletic. She's got real arms like tree trunks from working on a boat and pulling ropes and all sorts of manual tasks that she has to do for all of her life. So I'm pretty athletic.
I'm not too prideful not to be carried, though, Elnir. You can carry me.
Yes, but you can't bite me on the neck when you want me to stop. That was only one time, and I'm not letting it happen again.
No, what came over me? I was just so
Look,
frightened.
you gotta use your words to communicate.
Yes, of course.
And you take off those spurs too. I'm not a horse.
Yes, of course. I'll make sure that the spurs aren't there.
Yeah, all right.
By the way, I can't help but notice you didn't find your ring.
No, not yet.
I
Don't tell
hope-
the missus. She'll be very cross.
May I just pose, but perhaps you consumed it?
No, I know that. Wouldn't I? Uh-oh. I need 8 minutes in a magazine. Give me a minute.
All right, good luck.
Oh dear me. Oh dear. PG-13 people. Oh dear, oh dear. Alrighty, so
Heath said this was a comedy.
I said a little fun, yeah. No, that's all right. Alrighty. Well, if you hadn't found it, it was going to turn up somewhere. I'm sure of it. All of a sudden, you find the halfling in the middle of the night. My precious. Those starlets rigid. Filthy hobbits just keep their gypsies. Anyway, so basically, you've got a room for the night. You've got not essentially an open bar, but you have the hospitality of Gitch. There wasn't really a merchant store in town that would be open at this stage. The trader that's just outside the palisade might have some stuff. You did notice that Gitch's office was filled with odds and sods. Now, I don't know whether anyone wants or needs anything, but there's not anything too crazy in there other than the bag of magic dust that he gave to Pep.
On that, I would like to speak to Pep, if possible.
Sure,
Is
Pep.
he in the vicinity?
Yep, Pep's down having a drink and having a meal in the tavern.
Pep,
Are
down
you-
here,
Oh,
Pep.
at least someone's having a drink.
I'm pulling on his pants leg.
So are you going to go down to the tavern?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I definitely am.
Cool. All right. So you
Yeah,
make your way
I'll go with-
back down. You make your way back down. I'm guessing between the human bar Lumberjack and the dwarven Cleric, they know that you're on your way. And when you sort of park your backside on one of the stools by this trellis table, some food hits the table from the kitchen. It's actually decent food. It's some venison, and it's been sort of prepared quite nicely. So that tells you, the game meat you would be on your return trip taking back is sort of some good stuff, and you're about to sample the local fare. And there's a nice dark ale that they've got behind the tavern bar, and Gitch he's retired for the night, but he has left a bottle of whiskey with enough for 6 drinks left in it for whoever on the table wants to consume.
Good chef. Good chef.
Now ordering.
Yeah, I bought myself one of them.
Pep, I really want to get to my meal.
As do I.
While we're getting drunk, Ulnir will go up to Seversham and say,
Have you seen the pictures of my daughters? I keep them on me. Here, have a look. This is
Not since
Dolan and
Not since
Dolma.
yesterday.
And did I show you the one where they got their first ball? Look, it's a tiny rat skull that I emptied out and inflated.
Yes,
Which is
I've
quite
seen,
an impressive
I've seen
task,
the rat
to be
ball.
honest.
Oh, it's all right. You just need to make sure the neck's properly broken before you. And then there you go. You've got a tiny rat head.
It's not a party until someone's had a tiny rat head.
he just while he's eating and drinking, he does the big Papa Dad thing and just shows like the photo of his all of his family tiny sketches, most of which he's hand drawn, not very well.
You should be quite proud.
Oh, I'm so proud. It's why I'm out here. I'm hoping to buy my my lovely wife an anniversary present.
Yeah,
Perhaps you can show me how to make the rat ball head before we return.
What's your wife's name?
My wife's name. She has a name. It's a very good name.
Yeah, I bet it is. What is it?
Evelyn.
I'm sure you know it off the top of your head, right? She's your wife.
Yeah.
Of many years.
Crispin would join in on the table and just say,
I don't know why Pep wasn't replying to me. He just ignored me. So,
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Pep.
Yeah.
oh,
So
Over
yeah,
here, Pep.
Pep turns around and and he sits down next to you and sort of oh wow.
oh, I was trying to get your attention. Halflings go unnoticed a lot.
That's
It's
right.
understandable.
I didn't hear you from your room.
Yeah, no. That bag of dust, I can identify that if you like, and we can find out what it actually does.
Oh,
We don't have to do it now, but it'll take me about 10 minutes.
That yes, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, thank you. And he rummages into his bag and pulls it back out and sort of gives it to you. So the bag itself is sort of like a black or a dark red, almost black velvet with a little cord drawstring. The size of it's probably about
nice.
that. And on and just very faintly on the front in silver is an eye.
Looks about like you could fit that skull in there.
So what Crispin will do is he will take out another pouch and unclasp it, and as he does, he takes out what looks like metal shavings, and he will start to sprinkle it around in a circle with the thing and start speaking arcane words, and his eyes will glow ever so slightly as he looks like he's reading something across its form. As he's doing this, you'll cut a piece of meat and then chuck it in his mouth and just start chewing as he's reading what it does.
No worries. How long does that normally take you to?
10 minutes. So these guys can
Okay.
role play, and I'll just
Sure.
continue spellcasting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that Harmony, sorry, is just she's eating, but she's also just quietly thinking, not really interacting with the others vocally.
Do you have any skog on the menu? I shout over my shoulder.
Crispin laughs.
No. Do you shout that at anyone in particular, or
Yeah. So after my plate's empty, I'm like, yeah, that's my next. That's the thing that comes to mind. Skog. It sounds delicious.
Your Sean Connery is sliding into a Sir Patrick Stewart there.
Sure,
I
Patrick
told you it'd be
Connery.
terrible.
So the guy at the bar just gives you a quizzical look to your question. I'm sorry.
Skog, man.
I'm sorry. What on the menu?
Am I not saying it right?
No, you just need to say it louder.
Ah,
It was-
skog,
I don't-
skog.
Oh,
It's a little fey goblin creature.
Skogs. Yeah, I like Skogs. No, they're not on the menu.
Nice, sweet ref.
No. Wait, have you seen a Skog?
Yeah, why are they
Oh.
rare?
Well, you don't often see them. I haven't seen them for a few years. They're more up north. Yeah. Where did you see one?
Just on the roads, just out of town last night.
Oh,
Yeah,
It got
don't
stabbed.
throw away.
okay. Oh, that's interesting. No, they don't mean no harm. But it's it's very interesting to see them.
Indeed.
So do you have any or not?
No.
I must say,
Turning on a spit in the back.
I'm not sharing with the likes of you.
So
They got enemies. Those Skogs.
Hang on. What did the identification? Yeah. So hang on, Crispin. You got Crispin got high enough that yes, you would know they are the enemies of goblins. They do not like goblins. Skogs are sort of more of a neutral being, whereas they do not like goblins because they consider goblins to be quite evil and hurtful and harmful and.
Goblins.
I
Turn to
forgot
the
to
other people
mention
on the
this
table.
before.
Turn to the other people. I assume it was the waiter that was telling us that, or
Yeah.
the bar owner, tavern owner, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
And I say, we might be wanting to look out for goblins around here if the little fella got stabbed.
Oh, he got stabbed, did he? Oh,
Yeah, he got stabbed by something.
There's more of a slice like.
oh, okay.
okay. So look out for goblins then.
Yeah, quite possibly, yeah.
We can handle a few goblins. We roughed up those bandits good.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think we maybe don't want to be walking around in the middle of the night looking for goblins. So setting out in the morning's probably the best idea, and yeah, we can make some good headway.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyway,
And
I'm gonna head to my room. I've got work to do. I've got ideas for new songs. I'm heading. Thank you very much for the dinner. I'm out.
No worries. Crispin, check your for things, and you can reveal whether you like or not.
Oh, okay. This is
Secrety things. Yep.
Secrety secrets. And let me just find secrety secrets. Where am I looking? So sorry.
Discord chat.
Discord. Okay, sure.
Only thinks Crispin is sus. He calls him a
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Oops, I've just sent that to Casey by mistake.
Oh, okay.
Casey has all the secrets.
don't look at my secrets.
Oops, hang on. I've just deleted that. Hang on. God.
So Matt, super quick. How are you finding your very first foray into Australian role-playing games?
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. I'm having a great time.
I'm glad to hear. Thank you.
I've learned about a new half goblin, half kobold creature. I know that we
Where do I send the check?
we fight over beds.
And the first thing you've done is you've tried to eat
Eat
it.
it.
You are definitely Australian.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, you are.
Learned about a new,
Yes.
discovered a new creature. No idea how dangerous or endangered it is.
Everyone is
Just
an
gotta eat it.
honorary Aussie.
Can you make a pie out of it?
You gotta eat it before it eats you, right? Or kills
Yeah.
you with venom or something.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, no joke. Everyone's talking about like there being a Tassie tiger still roaming around in Australia, and I'm like, no, there's not. Not because we don't believe in them. Because if anyone found them, they'd turn them into a pie.
Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
DM.
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
Did Pep leave this with me, or is he still at the table with everyone?
He's still at the table with you. I think Harmony said that she left, but
Yeah,
Pep is
Harmony
still
left.
sitting there eating and sort of just slowly drinking his dark ale.
Right, okay. Well, this powder is quite interesting. What it will actually do is turn you invisible for 2 minutes or so, and we have about enough there to be able to throw that on 2 people. I won't need it, though, because I'm a halfling, and people usually don't notice me. You can...
Pep
I'm
says,
quite
"Sorry."
proud of that.
Pep says, "Sorry, were you talking?" No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Why would I want to be invisible? I
Oh,
don't.
it had many applications, actually.
They couldn't bring me my whiskey if I were invisible.
You don't need to be invisible. He left the bottle for you.
Oh, that's true.
I actually wanted to ask you something, Sever. What domain do you hail?
I hail from the life domain.
Oh, that's very cool.
Clangeddon Silverbeard is my patron.
Clangeddon Silverbeard. Interesting. Life. Very cool. Do you like it?
It's who taught me how to drink. Oh, I love it, of course. Saving things on the side of the road, what could be better? Gives me
Like
the opportunity to learn about new creatures.
Like the Skog, right?
Like Skogs.
What made you become a cleric?
Well, you see, one day I was riding down the road, and I came across this inflated rat ball. And it was just sitting there, and then I heard crying from off the side of the road, and there were 2 girls named Dora and Dina, or something like that. And one of them had been hurt. So I took it upon myself to see if I could tend to them, and something came over me. The power of Clangeddon Silverbeard flowed through me and healed the child.
Amazing.
And the next thing I know, I could hear voices in my head.
The divine magic is very interesting. I've always wanted to sit down and speak with a practitioner. Thank you. I might have some further questions later, but seems like we've got some drinking to do. I'm gonna pour whiskey and then pour one of him and just down it. Yeah. What about you, Elmer?
Cheers. Cheers.
How do
Smooth.
you? It's real. You could call me Pony. Elmer, what made you become a lumberjack?
Well, that's an interesting question. I wasn't always a lumberjack. My father took care of horses, and my mother took care of livestock, and eventually we lived in a small enough farm that we needed wood, and as a kid I loved walking into the forests and chopping things with axes, and I just kind of never stopped. In fact, it was this very axe that introduced me to my wife. There I was one beautiful summer morn, as I was swinging, sweat glistening from my shirtless body, as I cleaved trees as orcs would cleave men, and all of a sudden there was a great shriek as I nearly lopped off my wife's head. I looked into her panic-stricken eyes, and I knew then and there that we were meant to be.
Amazing.
Sort of wipes a tear away.
Still gets me right there.
Hits me right here, because that's where she stabbed me with.
Dear, oh dear. Well, Pep sort of finishes his meal, finishes his beer, and sort of stands up and goes to bid you a night, and says, would you like me to come find you in the morning, and we'll go looking for Tristram?"
Yeah, that would be great. Do we get any extra rewards for this, perhaps?
Oh, it'll definitely come out of his cut for being late.
Oh, okay. But this counts as extra work, though, so...
Well, technically the contract was to ferry it back. So,
I always saw
if
the
it's
contract. And as a learned man myself, the fine print didn't say that we needed to, do extra work apart from ushering the cart back and forth.
Well, I dare say without the timber, there's no cart to usher back, and you haven't been paid yet. So, if you give me a hand, I'll pay you extra out of Tristram's money.
How about, yeah. How about I also take this, just in case,
I flow the bag in front of him.
Does this interest you at all, or...
Oh, if you like, you can have that.
I have this?
Once we get back to the city, yes, it's yours.
Okay, well, here you go.
I hand it back to him.
He pops it back in his bag.
You start hearing some bagpipe music from another room of this establishment.
Oh, God.
I'm going to take another shot of whiskey since we've only downed 3, I think, so there'll be 2 left after that.
Gentlemen, I've got to go listen to this a bit closer. Enjoy your meals.
You hear from the stout office, "All right, who's out there strangling a cat?"
I would like to go and see Melodia, if I can.
You enter the room to find Melodia lying on the bed that she originally wanted.
I'm gonna go up and sit down on the end of the bed.
Playing the bagpipes, nods at you when you come in.
I'm gonna
And
sit down next
stops
to
when
Melodia.
you sit down.
Hey. Look, I feel bad about before.
I'm gonna take out the dice.
What about?
Well,
I roll it, and then I'm gonna say
the next number will be 5.
then it'll come up 5.
The next number will be 10.
And I roll it, and 10 comes up.
It's not the first time I've seen a sharded dice before. I told you I grew up on a pirate ship.
Oh. Sometimes you make up your own luck. And,
Yeah.
Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah, why?
You seemed a little troubled when you left before.
Nah, not trouble. Just working on a song is all. That's it. I get into a place where I'm like, it feels like it's right there at the tip of my, right here, and I can't quite get it down. And there's a couple of like join-in bits, and I haven't got the hook. That would have killed on a pirate ship.
I get it. You bard folk are very interesting, actually. You're always pursuing the arts and trying to find that perfect song or word or phrase.
Well, I found that like I've got there's the perfect song, and then there's the perfect song, and if you get the perfect song, it can actually have like tangible magical effects to it, and that's what I'm always pursuing. I'm always trying to find if you word something in a slightly different way, you can actually do stuff with it. Well, I mean, you saw with the bandits. You saw.
Amazing what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty useful.
I'm gonna look to Melodia and say,
Melodia. What's your tale? Why do you do this?
Why do I do it?
Yeah.
I've not been on land much. I spent my whole life at sea, and we every winter or so we come spend a couple months. But this is the first winter where I've decided I'm gonna take a break from the family and go elsewhere. Just like explore some things. I'm as I say, there's the perfect stuff, the perfect art, the perfect song, and so you need the inspiration. You need the perfect inspiration, and I feel like I'm kind of running dry on the inspiration I can get over the waves. So I'm here trying to, trying to get some new inspiration, new experiences. I'm already working on some little ditty about skogs, but I can't think of the perfect thing to rhyme with.
Cogs?
Well,
Dogs?
yeah, there's a lot of them,
Frogs?
but it's not. None of them are. Frogs might be because there's an aquatic theme to it. Anyway, I'll work on it.
You'll get it.
Yeah. What about you, Crispin?
No, me?
Yeah, where are you from? What you doing?
You can see that Crispin's a little taken back by being asked. And he's almost surprised by you asking him. And he smiles a toothy grin, seeing that you asked him about him and where he's coming from and what he's trying to do.
I'm very, very interested in luck. I've always had a knack for it. I've always been lucky myself, but people don't see it as quantifiable or a thing or a force in the world. I want to prove that it can be. In fact, most of my race is considered lucky, and my powers deal with luck and chance. I'm a divination wizard, so I
That's
foresee
to do with like
things.
seeing the future or something, is it?
Yeah. Make your own luck. Understand it. It's so untangible, but I want to figure it out. I want to get it just right, like your perfect song.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And when people think of luck, they will think of Crispin Diggle. Crispin L. Diggle, mind you.
Of course, to differentiate from the fella that did the thing with the horses or the oxen, I should say. Sorry.
Yeah, indeed.
Way back when. Yeah, yeah. You don't want to be mistaken for that dude.
Alrighty.
You know why though? Because luck's my middle name. Crispin L. Diggle.
Oh, that actually makes sense.
I've been saving that for like a really cool moment when I'm like, luck's my middle name, but it never comes up.
You can't really force it. I think
No,
it's got to kind of just be organic.
It's kind of unlucky that the moment hasn't come up yet.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it does.
I'm sure it'll come up at some point. Yeah, and when it does, you'll be ready.
Well, the bed's yours.
Thank you. I know.
All right. Alrighty. So, is there anything else that we'd like to achieve for this evening? Otherwise, we might proceed through a long rest and proceed into the morning.
I'm good.
I'm ready to go.
I think just 2 more shots. I think that's about it.
There is, but there wasn't anything said that you couldn't take it with you if you like. There.
Well, yeah, but then I have to go listen to the bagpipe.
So do Harmony, Crispin, and Olna find Severum? What is it? Seversham? Seversam? Sheversham. Yes, we find Sheversham. So do we find our dwarf curled up by the fire in the tavern on the tavern floor?
Well, I'm not inconsiderate. As soon as it gets to a little later, I'll put away the bagpipes in favor of the accordion. I'm not a total monster.
There was a fire. Wasn't there a fire down in the main room?
There is, yeah.
And it heats the water in our room.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll probably end up something like this in front of the fire feet.
So what do you?
Boots off.
Thank you.
What's the
accordion music?
What's the song from Robin Hood? Row, my bully boys, row, when they're making their way back across the water. Actually, that's a really cool song. I love that song. So, in the morning, so you get up, come down. Anything you need to or want to do? Is there any morning rituals? Is there any sort of prayers to deities for spells? Is there memorization? What do?
I will take a moment in the morning to meditate, and I will roll my portent dice.
And yeah, so it counts as a long rest. If anyone has any sort of skill resets, ability resets, you want to rejiggle your spell list or anything like that, now's the time to do it on the fly really quickly.
Ulnir will take out a photo of his wife and kiss it 51 times. And then each of his children and kiss them 20 times each.
Very cute.
Cool. All right.
I got an 18 and a 19 GM.
Oh, what was that for? Sorry.
My portent rolls. So essentially, my ability lets me.
Those are some strong portents. For the day.
I get to replace a die roll with those results.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Because I can see the future.
No worries.
After you roll it as well.
After you roll as well.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So you can be like, I'm going to use portent.
Alrighty, so you make your way down to the tavern. The fire is sort of low. It's not roaring like it was the night before. You notice outside through one of the few windows they have that a very light snow has fallen. It's not too thick. It's just a nice dusting of snow across the ground and the rooftops of the town. The fire is low enough that it still remains warm and it keeps the cool at bay. There is a central pot on each table with a stack of bowls and spoons for some quite lovely porridge, and there is the smell of like scramble mash type stuffs coming from the kitchen.
So with the bowls of porridges, I'm gonna go.
That one's too hot. That one's too cold. I'll take this one. It's just right.
I'll eat the other two.
As
Would
luck
you
have it,
would you get out of my mind?
Only takes one and pause it.
I mix them together and just shake it a bit.
Perfect.
For those playing at home, I told the guys before we went live that there would be some references throughout, and if they got them, there would be sort of hilarity and fun. Yeah, you've already got an inspiration point. I'm not giving you any more.
Yeah, I do. Can I bounce it?
Can you
Can I bounce it?
bounce the
Like,
inspiration
so
point?
If I have a full one, if I gained inspiration, I could go, oh, give it to my player because they did something cool.
Sure.
Or, yeah.
So you,
Gentlemen, roll a d20 because I love you all equally. Oh no, give it to Rob!
That's better. Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. You're so generous.
would you like me to?
Aye.
You gave me the stink eye.
Gave
Which
you
is-
the thaumaturgy.
The thaumaturgy.
Did you want me to roll on their behalf or no?
Oh no, just give it to Rob.
Rob,
I've
okay.
got inspiration.
You have an inspiration
How
point.
many doesn't go for the porridge that's being eaten by everybody else, and instead goes outside to the snow because it's very rare that she gets to see it, and especially seeing it settle. Like
Yep.
she sometimes it's unusual for her family to be out on the ship
Sure.
during the winter.
Yep.
But occasionally when they are, the snow never really is fun to play in. So she goes and stands outside and gets cold for a bit.
A bard in the snow is not unusual.
I will go out at the same time with these two bowls of like porridge, and I'm gonna go to the stables and I'm gonna start just getting the horses ready to go. Mostly just making sure that they're warm, they're fed, and they're happy because obviously snow, cold makes for very angry horses.
Sure.
I will put my boots back on. I'm a little stiff from laying in the chair all night. I will go over and get whatever porridge is left and shovel that down
Cool.
before also heading outside.
Alrighty. So Olna's out there first and sort of seeing to the horses. Do you do anything? Do you have any sort of skill in other than just bringing them food?
Do I need another skill? I mean,
I'm-
if I wanted to feed them, I can feed them food. I mean,
Okay.
if I need athletics to throw it down their mouths, I'll do it. All right,
You have animal handling.
open up, Buttercup.
Yeah. Hey Wilbur.
Bam!
So you're in the process of trying to coax this horse into eating porridge, and Pep comes over with a little sort of light fur on and looks at you and goes, and then picks up a nose bag and clips it onto the horse.
Oh, I pull porridge into a nose bag and I stick it on one of them.
So Pep says,
I'm struggling.
so so Pep says,
That's its back end.
That's not a nose bag. So Pep says to you, so Olna, you're all coming with me? Thank you for sort of seeing to the horse. I wasn't sure whether after last night you were coming or not.
Well, that's because Crispin tried to talk to you and you walked off, and that was a little rude, you know. So Crispin was a little bit dejected, but that's okay. He's a very forgiving halfling, that one.
Meanwhile, I want to throw a snowball at Melodia, not looking, with my mage hand.
From a completely different direction.
Yes. So I need to.
AC 12.
AC 12? Okay, cool. Is that okay, GM?
Is there a rocket?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Cool. That is a 14, but with Dex mod it'll be a 16.
What the? Oh, okay. You have no idea what you've just started.
Of course you realize this means war.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Alrighty. So, are you having a snowball fight, or are you gonna? Or Rob, are you gonna let it go?
No, she definitely doesn't let it go. she for brevity we can just skip over
brevity,
it.
we can go over here, yeah.
But she in game
That was
definitely
just-
throws some back.
That was just hooked on the back of he's a very forgiving halfling. Back into that scene. Yeah.
That's for the bed.
Alrighty. So, we're coming up on an hour and 20 of this 3-hour game. We're going to do a little bit more, and then we're going to go to we're going to do a couple more minutes while you guys get ready to head out to the sawmill, and we might do like a little 10-minute break for bio and what have you.
Hell yeah.
No, bio break, not for bios.
No,
For-
yeah, no. The fact that you use bio break makes me very happy because I haven't used that since like the World of Warcraft days. So
Cool.
raids, like 50-man raids. So yeah. Bio.
Alrighty. So,
or as Sean
yeah.
Connery would say, draining the lizard.
Draining the lizard.
The shisha.
Yes. So Pep is happy to see you. Pep is under the illusion that you are coming to the sawmill. Pep is happy with that illusion. Do you need to get anything from anywhere? Well, actually, I said there was nowhere really to get anything. You collect.
No.
You collect your belongings. Now there's 3.
Seversham,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was going to say
I was
that.
gonna say Seversham will just kind of walk across. He stomps across the yard from the end to the stables. He does have animal handling. Takes a snowball to the side of the face. and
Oops,
just doesn't
sorry.
even doesn't even look. He's just just
It wasn't for
got
you.
this. And goes in to see what's taking so long with the horses. But otherwise, that's about it.
Eat
So-
that porridge.
The halfling used his feature to hide behind someone of a size bigger than him.
So,
Yeah.
so Sheversham goes into the stables to find Pep with a nose bag feeding one of the horses, and Olna with a porridge down the nose bag down him, and on the face of the horse trying to wrestle this nose bag onto a horse that just does not want to have a piece of it.
Clangelin's beard, man. Put that down.
But it needs to eat, otherwise it's gonna get cold.
They don't eat porridge. They eat oats, for crying out loud. Look at that one. He's got a bag right on his face.
But there's oats in porridge. Also some berries and some honey and
Ooh, pecan. I start eating from the bag.
Okay, yeah, so Seversham will
Assist
go around him and, assist.
No worries. Oh,
Snowball,
far out.
17 to hit. Nice.
I was gonna say, is Rob still just attacking? Is Rob still attacking Dread and Chat?
Pummeling.
Pummeling. That's right. Alrighty. So, yeah. So you situate the horse. Pep gives you a hand with that. He then proceeds to the third horse. And says, "All right, so let's in about 10 minutes, let's head off. It's kind of getting towards about sort of what would be sort of the 9:30 part of the day. So everyone's had a little bit of a sleep in. we will actually go to a bio break now and come back in about 10 minutes. If you're thank you very much for watching so
Cool.
far, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes time.
Very well done.
I
We'll
rolled
just-
a natural 1 on the snowball. So I'll actually throw it, and I'll do that comedic thing where it just goes above my head and it hits me back.
To end it, I just charge across and like poof, pile drive you into the snow.
All right,
Whitewash you, as we used to call it.
that sounded so much fun. We're still live, and everyone heard and saw that, so that's cool. Alrighty, we'll see everyone back in about 10 minutes.
Rock and roll.
What?
And we're back. Crispin the Wizard
tried.
was
They tried to get us, but we're-
beatboxing. No,
Wait.
you kids and your beat bopping.
Beat bopping.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Hang on. All right, I'm just checking to make sure we're back live on the phone here. Yes, we look like we're good. Fantastic. Look at this. Technology is my friend today. Alrighty, so where we left everyone is we're now in town. It turns out that Tristram, the saw miller, carpenter, timber guy, is not here when he's meant to be, and our band of intrepid heroes are making their way to his residence to find where he is. News at 5. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually swap us out to the map scene, so you can just, I mean, it's this is all theatre of the mind, but just so we can see again Brett Simpson's great little map that he's done here. So in sort of getting close.
Just got a raid.
We just got a raid. Did we?
Epic NPC man.
Oh,
Hey, look at this! 200 people.
Sweet.
People.
Thanks for the
Alrighty.
raid, Epic NPC man. You're the best.
Epic NPC man, thank you very much. Cool. So everyone's here.
We're doing some D&D. You've caught us in the middle of a D&D game.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. And Rob's not the GM.
I'm not the GM for once. I get to play. You guys don't get to see me play very often,
Yeah.
so stick
Right.
around. Make sure you
Robert
stick around and
Hartley,
watch.
player.
Yay. Sure.
So
It's a lot longer
should
than
we quickly for those who come in late, we'll quickly catch them up. This is the Aussie contingent of GaryCon. We have taken over the GaryCon Lock Geneva Twitch stream while they're off air overnight. We will be doing this for today, tomorrow, and the next day. There will be 2 games provided by us. Sorry, 2 games each day, except for Sunday, where we do a panel. We're going to do a panel, and we're going to have 9 people on a panel. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to with more details of that later. So this is Sticks and Stones. This is a homebrew 5th ed game that I wrote myself, and I invited these lovely DMs to come and be my victims. I mean my players. I haven't DM'd for quite a while. This is my first 5th ed DM session, and I thought I'd just throw myself, for the sake of GaryCon, I would throw myself into it feet first and hope for the best. So I thought if I want to do the best, I need to be surrounded by the best, so it would cover up my mediocrity. So
Stop it.
our band of intrepid followers, no, not followers, our heroes, that's the one, have made their way to a town escorting a trade caravan, and part of the return load is not ready. Along the way, they defended some bandits, and they made some friends on the wagon train. They also befriended a little thing called a skog, which is kind of a red-skinned, furry, rodent-like goblinoid, but not a kobold.
They apparently taste delicious.
We have not yet
Catch 'em.
eaten one. We are working on that.
Very difficult to catch them because they go.
Yep, and that's it. They fed him, they healed him, and when they weren't looking, he basically used a fey, like his fey heritage, and the Skog equivalent of Misty Step, and departed. Not before leaving a good luck token to the heroes for their help, which our halfling wizard picked up and kept. We've had a long rest overnight in the tavern here, and we've met Gitch, the tavern owner, and he's quite a character, that one. And they are about to go with Pep, who is the nephew of the person who looks after whose caravan this is, and go and find Tristram, who is late on his delivery of timber. And there is just a light snow that has come in because they're trying to get all this and get back before the final snow, or the start of the snow season.
Oh, you really, I think you hurt me.
I'm sorry. I got carried away. I'm sorry. I'm used to fighting amongst other pirate shipmates. They're a little bit bigger build than you, so I'm sorry. I plowed you into that snow pile thinking it was a much heavier snowfall, but turns out it was just a very light snowfall over a rock at the side of the road. So let me fix you up there, and I do a medicine check on you. There you go.
Okay, so
that's a dirty 20. See?
oh, there we
Yeah.
go. Cool.
Yeah.
Much better.
You have never felt better. Your broken rib has never felt better.
This super tall human sort of walks out. He's got like a horse's feed bag around his mouth filled with oats. He looks at the two of them and goes,
It's not porridge.
So, again, for those rating, Olna, our human barbarian, tried to feed a horse and ended up with a nose bag on himself.
I look across as if I'm going to say something, and then I'm like, eh.
I don't understand him either.
Strangest things happen at sea. Right, we need to get
Then
going.
we're ready to
we're gonna
go.
lose the-
Alrighty.
Oh, right, yes, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
I wipe like my mouth, which is like covered in porridge. Like,
These are good. I'm gonna take one home.
Dear, oh dear, oh
Pretty,
dear.
pretty efficient use of food, I suppose. I should get Grin to bring some back to the ship with us.
It is, and you
Was
can carry
I,
the leftovers with you. It's all in
Was
this
I
one
able?
bag.
Alrighty.
Was I able to adequately feed the horse?
Yes,
Minus the
yes.
The porridge bag. Okay.
Yes. Pep helps you with that, and you manage to get the three horses fed and ready with their tack.
Oh yes.
So,
glad.
so the map that you can see here, you can see next before we got raided. This is where we were. So you can see the little township next to the windows for Crispin and I'll get this name, Seversham. Seversham. Sheversham. That's right.
Just think you're Sean Connery.
Just
when
Sean.
you're saying it.
Yes. Yeah, Sheversham. Yeah. What time does Sean Connery go to Wimbledon? About tennis. Boom. So you can see the little township there, and you can see up these gentle hills. There is a tower there. That tower is mainly sort of ruined, and that's where the sawmill is. Because we in the first half of the game, we established that a wizard called Entity used to live there, had a battle with a wizard years and years ago, a couple of hundred years ago, and became the sore loser of that. And subsequently, the tower was pulled down and the stone repurposed for the sawmill and for buildings in the town.
These
So-
are some gentle hills. They're just very gentle.
That's it.
I don't know. If you fill up your horse, they'd be pretty hard.
Alrighty. So you're preparing to now. You've got a decision. Did I say? Because the horses are ready, you're going to go by the winding track that's going to take you about an hour and a half rather than go up through the dry river track on foot. Yep, no problem. Okay,
The scenic route.
so how are we doing this? There's obviously 4 of you and 3 horses and Pep.
I have swaddled Crispin in a towel, and I am carrying him like he was my firstborn child, in the front of me and then strapped to my shoulder. And I ride with my glorious hair blowing in the wind.
I
Are
think
you're
as the
swaddled up?
Yeah, swaddled, like completely swaddled.
is it a little
But I
baby
just figured
John?
his arms are out like this.
I think as the small, I think I'd probably be the lithiest among us, perhaps. Although I do have a tail, I'd have to ride it on the back. What sort of build is Pep?
Pep's slight but stocky, slight but stout. Like he's fit. So
Human,
he's
right?
he's human. So I dare say that
Slight but fit. So I'll ride with either Pep or with.
Pep notices the back and forth about who what and goes, perhaps Harmony, I go with you and we leave our robust man of the cloth for a horse to himself.
I think yeah. I was thinking he's wee but very heavy by the looks of him. No, it's not meant as offense, of course. Yeah, I'll travel with you, Pep. You're riding though. You're steering.
Okay.
Don't want you sitting on my tail.
Oh, I wouldn't dare.
I'm so warm.
I swing myself up onto the horse behind Pep, and I get out my lyre and start to strum and tune.
Oh, here we go.
What? It's not the bagpipes. There's no blaze in some people.
Pep says, "Oh, I wouldn't use the bagpipes. The horses won't like that while we're on it."
No, probably not. That's why I thought this one.
Hey, Almir. Your heartbeat sounds very beautiful.
Oh,
Very soothing.
thank you. I have a mighty heart. I inherited it from my father, and his father before then. It beats with the spirit of this land, and soon it will beat within you, young one. Come, we shall ride the glen towards the large tower and find my wife an anniversary present.
Fair enough.
For I forgot it. I have said that I am on a journey to find it.
That's right. Yes, you did say that. Alrighty. So the winding track is it's got its gradient is not oppressive, but it does take a slow pace on the horse's account. You've ridden. You're not rided it. You've ridden. You have ridden. You rode. You rode it.
Eroded?
Eroded. That's
Oh
it.
my god, my horse is eroding! Somebody help! Government, no!
I
Dear.
can't help. My horse is ridden with disease.
Well, yeah, it is the weather.
You got to see.
Oh,
Okay, you
dear.
can make it work. We
Go
haven't
through.
entirely
Invited
lost
us
them
here,
yet.
I want to point
No.
this out. You
Oh.
did this willingly.
I did. That's it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. No luck. Need a horseshoe. Alright, so after about an hour of riding, you come to an area where some rock has slid down and covered that area.
I think
Pep-
you'll find it slowed down.
Slowed down. Everything did slow down because of the rock slide.
The rock
Um,
has
It's
slid down.
slide.
That's it.
It's slide down.
It's-
Slid down.
It's not anything. It's not anything that you
Slide?
couldn't. Hey.
What's like fun? No! Run! Run, you fools!
For those of you non-D&D people in the crowd, a slod is a type of reptilian creature known for eating tiny halflings.
Amphibian, actually, it's a frog.
Look
Like
you.
skull!
Get your
You're one of those people that say it-
get your fantasy zoology right.
You're one of those people that say it's Jeremy and I, aren't you?
Yes, it depends on the circumstance.
Alrighty. There is a slight slide slowing your progress. How about that?
Thank you.
So the horses can make their way.
Landslide and rock slides and stuff. Yeah, so we
Yes.
can
It's
traverse
a-
it with care.
It's a slight slide that'll slow. You can
Slew?
it will slow, not slew, because there's no bodies anywhere.
I fully understand now. I completely understand.
Yes, thank. Someone's paying attention. So you
I'm a lumberjack, not a rocksmith, so I can't break through this, I'm afraid.
damn it, Jim.
If only we had a rocksmith with.
That's it.
If we
Someone
did had a rocksmith,
is there?
So
Yeah.
this slide, does it look like we can traverse it with care? or
Yes.
are we
Yes,
gonna
you
have to-
can.
Yeah, sweet.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna start doing that then, I guess.
Okay,
It's a rocksmith.
that's it. All right. So you slow your horses down from the little canter and start to make your way slowly over this slide. When you actually, I'm going to get you guys to make an animal husbandry check, please.
Can I assist Pep on his?
Yes, you may.
He's
That's-
his- I have a +1. I don't know if that adjusts
I-
anything for you, but there you go.
Can I give some inspirational words to Alnir, who's currently got me swaddled against him?
The swat
Action.
Yeah.
Does swaddled mean that you can't do anything?
No, yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
but I'd
yeah,
like to
so-
speak some 100 words.
Yeah,
so it's just
my
Yeah, it's just his face kind of outside of this like cloth that's been wrapped around him.
He has the swaddled condition. What is that in 5th edition again?
Oh, you beat me too. You beat
Pep makes his check, and Harmony and Pep make their way over the slide. What was that, Shevasham?
15.
15 will get you there. Oh, now.
You got this, Elmir.
I do not. My actual I was just going to follow in their footsteps. I mean, okay. Here we go. I'm so excellent at this thing I'm going to make.
I believe in you, Elmir.
So I rolled a 15, which isn't too bad. Oop. Oh God.
He also exploded.
The problem is I stepped on a tiny rabbit.
Are you sure it
Yes,
wasn't
with
a
my
skull?
total, that is a 16.
Okay, you make it. The rocks move slightly, but you are able to guide your horse over the slide and down the other side without much incident. Mike, can I get you to just lower that volume a bit?
Yeah,
cheers. I'm just wondering who's playing that, and then realize it's you.
Me, sorry. Is it distraction to the world?
That's a little loud.
Sorry.
No, that's right. All right.
Melodia,
Yeah.
I would like.
while we're traveling, perhaps you could, give us a little preview of that song that you were working on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Why not? Let's have a little look. Which one am I working on? We'll go with. Give me 1 second. I'll tune it up. You talk amongst yourselves.
Guys, I'm just very happy right now. So comfortable. In good company. Oh no! Ah, what was that? Oh God! No! Something's happening. The ambience has changed.
I do feel it. Do you feel it? We suddenly started moving into a different place.
The mood has changed.
I believe
I thought
that's
we were playing
Goblin.
the new song that he was working on this whole time.
So, what is Harmony singing and playing?
I'm singing sea shanties, of course, because that's what I do. I'm singing. There were 2 lofty ships from old England came, blow high, blow low, and so sail we. One was the Prince of Luther, and the other Prince of Wales, cruising down the coast of High Barbary.
Hello, hi. Hello.
And so sail we. They say you getting it. You
No,
understand
hi.
how to.
No.
You got to wait until it's a call and response thing with sea shanties.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
And then we get to the point where I say, our jolly bosun cried.
Cry.
No, blow high.
Blow-
The thing you were doing before with the blow
Blow
high.
hard.
That's
Oh,
right. Blow
no.
high.
Blow
Blow
high,
low.
ho.
And so
Ho.
sail we. You're
No
never
high.
mind. Maybe
No
you need to
ho.
spend some time in it.
No, it's doing really good.
I think
like
you're
it.
doing amazing.
Yeah.
I think I'll have you. I'll
In
have
my
you all-
defense, I've never been on a ship.
Yeah, I think it shows.
Ever.
Yeah. Pep says, "Oh, Grin used to be on a boat."
That's right.
He was-
Gwyn and I have been on a boat before together.
Oh, yes, he was a ship's cook.
That's right. Yeah, he came on with us on a voyage. A couple of years back, I think.
Oh,
Wait. Wasn't it my understanding that you don't like it being called a boat? It's a ship?
Yeah, I'm used to it. I've been on land for a couple of weeks now, and it's
Oh.
most people make the mistake. It is a ship, yes, or a galley, or
Galley?
a vessel. Depends on your size of it and the crew, language. In Infernal, a boat and a ship's pretty much the same word, like a horse and an oxen. So you just have to put up with it.
I like boat. We'll go with boat. If you want to call it a boat, we'll call it a boat.
I'm happy with boat.
Boat it is.
there we go. Alrighty, so you make your way. You're on the track. You make your way along. So how many songs does Harmony belt out?
I think she goes back into the repertoire that she knows a little more and sings a few sea shanties. She teaches them a call and response.
Sure.
Did you roll to see?
Yeah, roll a 16.
I could make a performance check to see how good it is. I do have expertise in performance. There we go.
Yeah, go for it.
That is a 26.
Oh, nicely done.
So it's pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
it's not bad.
untrained Pep gets a 17. So he accompanies for the first time ever and actually makes a good show with you.
Nice. Yeah, I do a good job of teaching them when to come in for the call and response parts of various different sea shanties.
Alrighty. So Pep kind of puts his hand up a bit and says, "Oh, we're almost there. I recognise this corner just up around here." And you see ahead like a little like a marker of stone. There's like a little pile, and it's got a little bit of snow on top. And the path sort of shifts around it and disappears behind some more trees. He's like, "Oh, we're only about 6 or 7 minutes away."
6 or 7 minutes. Easy peasy.
So, I would like a perception check, please.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Table roll.
12.
Table roll.
table roll. Okay, so we're all rolling.
I believe that's a 4.
Yep.
Just got his eyes closed, bobbing to the music.
I rolled a 2, but I think it's understandable because I'm still swaddled against.
Yeah, you're sort of lulled. Yeah. So what did we get? We got a 2. We got a 4.
I got a 12.
A 12.
And a 13.
Sorry, what was that one again?
A 13.
A 13. Okay, the 12 and the 13. You think you smell like a very light smoke. Now, with 12 or 13, you're not. You're presuming that it's like campfire smoke.
Yeah. Blow high, blow low, and so sail. Is there a campfire around here?
It smells good.
There does indeed appear to be a campfire somewhere. I smell it.
Okay.
Why would there be a wait. Pep, can you speed us up a bit? I'm just worried that, campfire near a lumberyard.
It's perfectly fine. There's always a bit of smoking going on, you know.
Yeah.
Hard day's work, you know. Smoko is very important for a lumberjack.
I'm gonna scan the horizon in the direction we're headed, looking to the skies above the forest to see if I can see some plumes.
Okay.
I believe that would be tobacco, not trees.
Yeah, you see above the trees just a light sort of wisp of it. So it's not like wouldn't you would know even sort of if anyone had no skill and saw smoke that didn't look like a cloud and it was just wispy, you wouldn't think like bushfire or forest fire. You'd think a fire of some sort, but not big.
I go, okay, it's probably that one. Never mind. I was worried for a moment that we're a few minutes away still, so it might have been just dissipated enough by here, but
yeah,
no, it seems to be whatever that is.
Alrighty. So Pep sort of G's his horse up a little bit, and it moves a bit faster. You come down. You make it down to where this little sort of pillar of stone is. You come around the corner, and there on a little sort of flat piece against the hill is the sawmill. The sawmill is a 2-tone stone building where the back half of it has got a round edge to it and looks darker. The front looks a lot lighter and is almost squarish in nature, with 2 big double doors made of the local timber at the front. The side of it that's facing closest to you actually has a big hole in it where it's blown outwards, and there's rock strewn on the ground, and you can see a little light smoke still emanating from it. It is also emanating from the chimney closest to the door, so you assume that it might be the same fire that's doing that.
I clap my hands over Pep's ears and then use thaumaturgy to triple the volume of my voice and then shout, Tristram!
Does he startle the horse?
Yes, I was about to say there needs to be an animal husbandry check, please.
Cool. From Tristram because he's handling the horse?
Tristram is not handling the horse.
Cool. From me then.
You mean from Pep?
Pep, sorry, Pep is what I meant.
Pep. Well, considering you put your hand over his ears and then yelled in great volume, he wasn't sure what was coming. Now he can do the.
I can give him help. No, probably can't. I'm busy. I'm the one starting the horse. I'm not helping him.
Oh.
That's the sound you want. That's anyone new to D&D that's watching. That's if your DM makes that sound. That's a good sound.
So the horse rears up in fright, and Pep and yourself are dumped onto the ground. Just take a single point of damage.
Should have thought that through.
And the horse kind of half gallops off a bit, but then slows. So you spooked it rather than scared it.
Yeah.
Especially with the triple volume using magic. But the result you were looking for of Tristram appearing has not happened. Can I get a perception check again, please?
I don't think so.
That is.
That's much better. 15 that time.
14.
18.
Oh, excellent. Good,
18,
good.
16, 15, 14.
Cool.
Good.
Alrighty. So the light snow had finished halfway through your trip, so the snow is still settled here. You see the evidence of little tracks all through the snow. There is some discarded spears, small spears. With those sorts of perceptions, I'll say that there does not look like it belongs to Skogs. It looks like it belongs to something else. And there is a lot of little tracks all through. There is, like I said, some discarded weaponry, some discarded bits and pieces. The stonework with a check like that as well, I'll tell you, yes, it indeed has blown out from inside the sawmill. And Pep does not look like he wants to go any closer.
Say, hey Pep, just grab the horse and tie her up somewhere.
He does that.
I think it might be better to go on foot.
Yeah, get down, guys. Something's obviously happened here.
5 more
As he
minutes.
brushes the snow off
No,
of his bum.
not 5 more minutes. All hands on deck.
Come on, little one.
I'll
Fine.
unswaddle. I'll unswaddle little Kristen and put him in the cold snow. Which he
This is
sinks
not the
in.
work of.
Not-
This is not the work of. This is not the work of Skogs. Only goblins are so precise.
Sweet.
The tracks are not in
Right.
single file though.
I don't know about that though. Can I check some of the closer tracks to see if they are a goblinoid?
Sure, go for it.
I would also like to investigate, please.
Sure.
I will also investigate them tracks.
8.
8. They're definitely small.
Apparently, a small group of tiny trains drove through here. And, I got a natural 1.
Yeah, you're walking backwards.
Oh,
Caroline.
I'm just stepping on all the
Those
tracks.
are your tracks. Those are your tracks.
Only you can't walk backwards while you're trying to track things. You're scuffing them. Stop! Can you? That's probably why I do so bad as well, because I run over to like grab them and stop him from scuffing up the rest of them.
I rolled a 12.
A 12. Okay. And what was harmony? Sorry.
Sorry, 8.
8. Okay. With an 8, you definitely know that they were some small creatures, possibly goblinoids, as goblins, as you've supposed. With a 12, Crispin, yeah, you're pretty sure that they're goblins.
I'm pretty sure that these are goblins, not Scorg.
Yeah, too big for the. Hey, on the this way. You gotta,
Would it?
let me show you.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, for those watching, this is my first DM session for a 5th ed game. Would a 12 give you an indication of how many there were?
It depends on a lot of factors, like were they trying to avoid their tracks? Or
No,
were
they
being
weren't.
secretive, that sort of thing.
They weren't being
I
secretive
would
at
think
all.
so, yeah.
Is there any sort of organization to them? Is there any reason why they've been like military trained or anything? In
Yeah.
which case, yeah. But no.
There is a reason. There is a reason they're in the area, but they unless you've
If they're
got
not really tactical minded,
No.
then a 12 would probably be enough to be like, oh yeah, you can probably work out there's
okay. You work out that
around
there.
about 6 of them.
Well, you work out that there's probably about 24 of them.
Oh, wow. A lot
I
of
would estimate about 2 dozen.
That is a lot of goblins.
That is?
What do they want with this fella? Tristram!
So-
If there are goblins up ahead, should we be shouting Tristan?
Well, I'm trying to work out if there are goblins up ahead. Or
Well,
if there's a Tristram up ahead.
Well, I think there's one good way to find out. And Unir will walk up. Goblins! And he starts to bang his axe on literally everything, like the plants, the shrubs. We don't have a druid in the group, do we? No? Okay, good.
That is one way to find out, yes.
Goblins!
Um,
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
I'm going to
Oh, someone
My-
in the chat has said, "Here, gobby, 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 gobby."
I'm going
It's
to
a shrubbery.
A schwabbery.
There's a
point my
scrappy goblin nearby.
We are the we are the goblins that say "knee."
I'm going to point my my staff forward. My staff looks like a gnarled tree branch, and you can see at the end that it's actually been it's got scorch marks, and I've probably told you at some point that it's a lucky staff because it was struck by lightning and dislodged from a tree. As
Cool.
I do, you start to see the embers start to burn and smolder, and then lightning spark, and then you're going to see a little burnt squirrel appear on the snowbed in front of you. You can see that its fur has been matted and burnt away.
Okay, go ahead. Go scout for us.
Okay. So what does the squirrel do? Sorry, I thought.
So sorry, this is my familiar.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'll be sending my familiar off to scout and send back any word if they see anything in the area. I got 100 feet range.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I want to say something real quick.
Go for it.
You know, I thought that was an absolutely amazing description of your animal companion, but is it really lucky if your branch was the only one struck by lightning?
Yeah, and it's squirrel too. It sounds.
Yeah, it sounds like you're squirrel and you're literally sounds like you're walking around with a lightning rod. Now regret you for as long as we were walking.
I mean, if the squirrel was on the branch when it was struck by lightning and it's still around, then that's pretty lucky.
It seems pretty lucky to me, yeah.
And the poor squirrel's fused to the tree, can't get away.
It's been trying.
Alrighty.
The whole time.
So Crispin sends his squirrel familiar off. Yes.
I guess that's
Okay.
why he's called Crispin.
Nice.
Makes sense.
I will get everyone bar Josh to remove any audio devices from their ears, please. Turn off until I give you the thumbs up. Until I give you the thumbs up.
Hold on.
Let's-
Oh god, I think I need to. Hold on.
now.
Okay.
I can still talk though.
We can all talk.
Alrighty.
That's true.
Let's go into. Okay. I'm gonna take their honesty that they're not got any speakers on or anything like that. So, I'm even gonna do this in case they lip read. Okay, so Josh, Crispin. So your squirrel, scurries off, hopping through tufts of snow, not tufts, plumes of snow. Are you gonna set him off on instructions or just go and look?
If you see anything, let me know, and then if he does ping something back, I can have the ability to see through his eyes. To see what he's
Okay.
seeing.
Are you? Is that
like,
only if he finds something, or are you going to do that normally?
Yeah, I think that it would be a very common scouting pattern for us. So I'd be like, go find something. If you find something of interest, let me know, and then I'll see what you're seeing.
Okay, so he scurries off. He heads parallel at distance to the sawmill, and kind of sort of then curves in towards the back part of the curved part of the darker stoned part of the sawmill. He climbs up some of the stone, sort of looks around a little bit, scurries back down, comes back towards you, and then stops near the hole in the wall. And you kind of get a ping as if like, do you want me to go in here?
Yes, go in.
Okay, so he kind of very cautiously what's Michael doing?
That is amazing.
I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at your part of the screen, and all of a sudden there's this little.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Come on, compose yourself, Heath.
Yeah.
So he scurries in. He sort of scurries up to the wall and up over into the little breach a little bit, and he disappears over the wall. He's gone all of about, say, 60 seconds, and he sort of, you see him sort of, he emerges actually from under one of the big double doors at the start of the sawmill, and then sort of, you see him scurry back around behind the sawmill, and that's when he pings you.
I'm going to close my eyes, and as I do, just underneath the lids, you can see light sort of splay out, and then I'm going to be looking through the eyes of the squirrel.
Okay, do you want to notify the others of this, or do you want to have a look before you let them know he's found something?
Let's go with not notifying them just yet.
Okay, nice.
Reactionally knee-jerked into it.
Okay, he basically pings and says, body, person. and then
Oh, no.
you sort of you feel yourself draw into the squirrel, and you open your eyes and you're looking through his eyes, and pushing past the hankering for scurrying the nearest tree for food. You have a look, and there is a body of a man that's been covered with a light snow. Because you've never seen Tristram before, you don't know whether it's him or not. But it could be him. It's certainly your little squirrel guy hasn't found anything else here, so it could be him.
Good job. Okay. Guys! Fellas!
I'm gonna notify them now.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. If there's nothing else of interest here, there's nothing to hide behind, is there? Is there anything that like
There's the sawmill has forestry behind it. It has forestry behind it. It's there's a clearing. The sawmill is in a clearing of at least sort of 20 feet behind. In front, there's a little bit more. There's probably, because that's the load up area. Over into the trees a little bit, you see sort of wagons there, but there's no beasts. But you haven't been over to that side yet.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I'll let the guys know.
The distance between where these other wagons are and the sawmill is probably sort of 60 feet or something like that.
Fellas!
What?
I found a body.
What?
I found a body.
Where?
What, buddy? What?
Yeah.
Is
A
it-
body.
Does it look like Tristram?
Oh, I don't know
Is
what
it a-
Tristram looks like, unfortunately.
Is it a
But I mean,
skull?
it looks like somebody who could be Tristan. Looks like a human lumberjack.
I think so. Let me get a close.
Well, let's go have a look.
All right, where is it?
Another senseless lumberjack killing.
Alrighty. Crispin, do you lead the way?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So Pep's going to stay with the horses back a bit, because he doesn't want to go anywhere near the sawmill until you guys have had a look.
I'm going to grip my staff again, and as I do, I'm going to hold it aloft, and you start to see that lightning web down my arm and across my body. I'm going to cast Mage Armor.
No worries.
All right.
That's a pretty fancy stuff you've got there.
This old thing.
Let's go. Let's check it out.
All right, so you make your way towards the sawmill. You're kind of looking at it side on, so you're looking at the corner facing you. You've got the doors on your left. You've got the open wall with the hole on the right, and the circular part of it down that way. So you head sort of left towards the big double doors and head around, following Crispin and his little squirrel familiar, and about say 10-12 feet around the corner, there's a lightly dusted with snow around him, this body of what looks like it could be Tristram, the sawmill owner.
Tristram.
No
Tristram.
no response.
Tristram.
Really wish I knew
Yep.
speak with Dad.
I get my bagpipes out. Really loud.
you hear Pep curse you.
Yeah, he's
On
dead.
the horses. No.
Yeah, he's dead. It never fails to get a response. I wander over and I kneel beside to try and work out what the wounds were.
Go for it.
I'm gonna roll a medicine check. That's a 15.
Okay, so he's looks like it's he's been knocked back hard by something, and you can see now that he has, from under the snow, he's had his hands bound and drag marks on his body. So with something like that, with a 15, I'll give you that you surmise that perhaps he was either inside or outside near the explosion when it happened, and then someone has bound his hands in an effort to drag him away somewhere.
I think this guy has
exposition.
With a 15, he is alive, but he is absolutely unconscious.
Well,
Hey, Tristan, you like Matt? And I tap his face, and then I say, "Okay, I don't think he's doing too good. So, come on, buddy, get up." And I stand up and kick him, and then I get my accordion out, and I. Way, hey, and up you rise now, way, hey, and up you rise now, way, hey, and up you rise now, get back into battle.
I start kicking him as well.
And as I kick him,
Please wake up.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh.
His eyes do open, and you hear a moan. Oh, and his eyes kind of flutter a little bit. What are you going to do?
Good morning. You've been rescued.
Morning, pal. Don't be off-put by my appearance. Speak to one of my more human accomplices.
Greetings. I am here because I appear human.
I'll speak from behind him because he's the face, but I'm the charisma.
Behind the face? Is that what's happened? All right.
Is that how that works?
I grab him by the
vote on
shirt
that?
and I pull him as close to my face as possible.
Okay, maybe he's not. Oh my goodness.
Are you Tristram? Answer me.
Yes.
I get my
We've saved the right person. Huzzah!
I get my knife and
Now.
I grab his wrists and cut the rope around his wrists.
All right.
Now you owe us some lumber.
Yeah, give us some wood.
Oh, my head. Oh, my head. Oh, what happened?
Yeah. Oh, he kicked you a couple of times.
Oh,
I mean, not in the face.
my head. There was a bang and a flash and my head hurt.
Yes.
Do you remember? Do you remember any goblins?
Common causes of concussion.
Goblins. I think I do.
Flashes and bangs.
Yeah, goblins. Oh, fizz and eck. Oh, either goblins or whiskey, but it wasn't whiskey. I haven't been to town yet. That hurts. I need to go and sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
I fireman carry him over to like a couch or a cushion or a seat, and I'll just like plonk him down.
Okay, so you bring him back inside and look for somewhere just to sit him down inside the sawmill?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Alrighty.
If possible, I'll do a comprehensive assessment of any injuries or internal or otherwise. Praying to Clangadin for any insight into what might be troubling.
So so if you do a check like that, he's pretty beat up. A healing spell or something might not go astray for some, broken ribs from this concussive force that whatever obviously destroyed the side of the building and sent him flying.
Tristan, you mentioned
appear
whiskey.
to be hurt.
Yeah, I would concur. Oh, yeah, that hurts. Oh.
Where's the whiskey?
Oh, I don't have any here.
I'm sorry.
He doesn't need whiskey. He needs tea. I'm gonna go make some tea.
Oh, he
And
says.
I'll try and find a
He
kitchen.
says, my head. Oh, that just thumping. Oh, my head.
All right. How about you just try and think about what happened? Let us know what happened.
And maybe
Try and recall as far back as you can.
There was an explosion and there was a voice and there was a light. A light like a drawing, like a drawing that glowed. And then there was an explosion. Oh, and then it hurt. And then bloody hell. Oh.
I produced this flask from inside of my armor and hand it to him. It's in a whiskey flask, but it's a healing potion. And I say, if this will shut you up about your aching head, Take some of this.
Oh,
It will help.
he drinks that, and yeah, that's good stuff. Oh,
You're right.
the chest feels much better, thank you. Oh, the head's still a little fuzzy, but that could be the healing potion, I think. Okay, and then you hear Pep yell.
Ah, crap.
You hear
I turn and
Pep,
rush outside.
you hear Pep yell.
Always yelling with that person.
Fizzlepop.
Well-
That's what you said.
Well, shit.
So are you coming outside to
I'm
see
out.
what?
I'm straight over to Pep
Okay,
as quick as I can.
Pep has left the horses, and Pep is running full pelt towards the sawmill. And behind him is what you can see about 80 to 100 goblins coming up the path that you just. Yeah, and they're not walking, they're not running. They've got a disorganized rambling jog, if that makes any sense.
I'm fairly certain someone said something about a dozen. Not
Couple of
100.
dozen.
Still
At-
not 100.
At that point, in the middle of you, sticky white tendrils erupt from the ground around you. And I'd like you to roll a dex check, and then I'd like you to roll initiative.
That's unusual.
Let's go!
19.
Oh, nice.
16 on my dex check.
We'll use my inspiration because I rolled a 5.
And a 22 on my initiative with a
Oh.
natural 20. That I
Oh,
just
nice.
Hey, not 20 on my inspiration.
Hey!
It was
So-
worth.
So what do we got? We got Mike on 22, Rob
21.
21. Who was next after 21?
I have a 17.
17, and Josh.
I rolled an 8.
With inspiration.
Yep. I rolled an 8
boy.
and a 4.
Oh boy.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what do we get for dex check? Sorry, I think
I got a 19.
16.
it's 19, 16.
I rolled an 18, and therefore my dex check was an 18.
Cool. And Rob.
Me? I got a 19.
Oh, okay, cool. So we all avoid the web. Cool. So
Even me with an 8?
sorry, you got a no. Was it a?
So your initiative.
Oh, dex save followed by initiative.
So what was your
Dex
dex?
save was 8.
Yep.
My initiative will be 5.
Alrighty.
It's worth. That dice
Okay.
is going to jail. Get out of here.
What would Ulna like to do?
Oh. So they're coming from downhill up towards us?
Yes.
Ulnir strides out into the forested area. As he does, his shoulders start to bulk out so that they kind of stretch against the seams of his leather armor. He reaches around his back and takes out his trusty wood-cutting axe, and he says,
Now I know what you're thinking. I'm a barbarian. I'm big. I'm stupid. And I'm gonna chop swaths through you with my big scary axe. But that's just not true. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I'm a lumberjack.
and I'm going to try and chop down one of the trees so that it falls
Oh,
and
no.
rolls downhill
Nice.
towards them.
Okay. Can you fell a tree with a single blow with that axe?
Potentially. I mean,
All right.
it's a D12 plus 5.
Go for it.
All right.
I mean, I
Oh,
certainly
baby.
believe he can.
We believe in you.
Oh, that is a 17.
Fantastic.
You got inspiration as well.
with
if you need it.
with this axe you
Can I apply inspiration to damage?
Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah.
You swing and you just this tree is obviously rotten inside. No, it's not rotten inside. It's not as hard as one would think, and your axe goes clean through it. And you've done it in such a style that this sort of lands down, blocking a good portion of the goblins.
Oh no. I'll use my.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted to fell the tree in front of them, so it landed in front of them.
No.
No.
I'm going to then use. Okay, in which case I will then
top
use
of them.
frenzy. Yeah, I'll then use frenzy to kick it forward and roll it down the hill.
Okay, cool. There, go with that. I've rolled a hit, I guess. Rolled a kick.
Okay, rolled a kick. Do I get advantage with my raging?
Would you normally?
Athletics
With
check,
my attack
probably.
actions, yes, depending on what this classifies as.
You know what? Sure, go for it.
Athletics.
Listen, I like the way this is. I like the way this is playing out. Let's go.
Okay, so that is 21. And you know what? I'm gonna burn the inspiration. Actually, no, I'll keep the inspiration. I'll keep it. So 21 as I boot this thing to hit.
Cool. No, that would definitely hit. And I think with that, and I probably don't need to roll that, given the size of a decent tree that you could fell in one blow, and the size of a goblin, I think you've taken a good dozen or so of them out with this tree, and at least given another 6 or 7 of them something to think about. Who's next? Rob.
I just stand interposing myself to the others.
Yep. Rob.
I say, oh god, that's a lot of them. And I say, hey, Olnir, check out this song I'm working on for you. And then I say,
you're going.
I start going, dum, 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 just stomping on the ground, and I say, oh, Evelyn is a nice young lady. Way, hey, he rolls and go. And he rolled all night and he rolled all day to spend his money on Evelyn. And then I give you bardic inspiration.
I'm so inspired. Evelyn!
Because I'm a Valabard, you get to put that on pretty much anything. Attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks. You can even add it to damage, or you can roll and add it to your AC if you get attacked as well.
Oh, I do not envy the first goblin over that hill.
One bardic inspiration as a bonus, and then as my action, I will shout to the closest goblin that I can see. I'll say, let's go. I've got something open for this. I'll shout, go pose in front of the mirror some more, you duck-kneed, dung-munching crapsack. And I cast Vicious Mockery.
Right.
Duck munching crab sack.
I just googled pirate insult generator, and of course there's like 700 of them on the internet, because this is the internet.
The internet.
If you want a pirate insult generator, there is a pirate insult generator.
Out there you have. Whoa.
So wisdom save from one of the goblins.
All right. I reckon he should fail just for that insult. That was beautiful.
He takes 2 points of psychic damage.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
thinks
no,
his nitro-
that's a fail. That's a fail. You can see pain rack the face of this goblin as he's not quite sure what you've called him, but it hurts nonetheless.
And then I'm going to use all my movement to just back up.
Okay,
And
cool.
start getting my accordion out so that I can start playing some music to help.
No worries. Alrighty, so that's Rob.
Bagpipes. So that bagpipes.
Bagpipes?
not accordion.
Okay.
They're more battle music than.
Yep.
accordion. There you go.
Okay, so that was Rob. At this point, you hear the sawmill guy start to yell, and he starts grabbing at his head. And his eyes burst open, and they're aflame with a purple-red hue that sort of jump out of his eyes and make it down to this necklace under his robe that had been obscured by his vest and his beard, and it starts glowing, and he starts going, and you see this ghostly visage start to envelop him in what appears to be an old man, not an old man, like an elderly man, in a robe, with a similar necklace around him. And I think you kind of might have figured out where the web had come from previous.
This is Tristram, right?
So the sawmill guy is Tristram,
Yeah.
and you can
he has the
suppose,
necklace.
and you can suppose that the visage around him is entity. So, so that now is oh, I can't even read my own handwriting. Oh, that's yes.
Okay, so I'm assuming I hear him yell. Is he in proximity to me, nearby somewhere?
Within 10 feet.
Okay. All right. As bonus action, I bring out my spiritual weapon, the Hammer of Clangenin.
Yep.
And I was originally focused on the goblins, but obviously, or I think that has changed slightly. I will. Dang. All right. So he's Seversham will run over to Tristram, seeing the flames coming out of his head and going into this necklace. He's going to try and swap the. No, I think I'll try and grab it.
Yep.
Try and grab the necklace from around his neck. See if I can rip it off.
Okay, nice. You go to grab it, and your hand bounces off the ghostly visage of entity that surrounds him. The wizard entity.
Yeah, right. This is a serious problem. Okay. All right. I think that was probably my actions.
Okay. Right.
Sucks.
So, Josh, even though you don't go now, where have you got the little skull?
Oh, it would probably be adorned somewhere like let's say that I've got a bit of twine through its eyelets, and I've got it around my neck.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel you feel this skull get warm and brighten. And from
Nothing ever goes wrong with wearing an unusual item around your neck, right?
and it sort of glows a little bit, and it's quite warm on your chest. And from behind you guys, further up the hill behind the sawmill, you hear a massive chittering of a familiar sound. And anyone can have a free action to look behind you, and almost like a carpet of red, of furry redness, comes descending over the hill, washes around you, and then heads straight towards the goblin swarm, outnumbering these goblins at least 5-1. And and right next to Sheversham, a very familiar Skog stops and gives you this big wink before disappearing into the crowd.
I'm just so happy.
I shout. I see this and I shout, "Hey, Sheversham, we'll eat well tonight."
So that the initiative is now to Josh.
All right. I had a plan. That has changed since my friends have arrived.
Say hello to him. I was waiting for waiting for someone to say hello to my little friend.
Hello to my little friend.
By the power of Skog Skull was pretty dope.
That was.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. Now, quick question.
Yes.
How far away are the goblin hordes? Not only that, have my Skog friends amassed among them? And is there a point where there is less goblins and less Skogs?
The goblins are probably about 60 feet away.
Yeah.
The Skogs are fast, and if they're not fast, they've been using the little pop to get in amongst the goblins, because the aside story is Harmony's constant bagpipes has kind of alerted the goblins to where you were, as has the call of this necklace. The Skogs, they are the enemy of these goblins, and that's where your little guy had actually got hurt in an earlier skirmish and separated from his group. His little item that he gave you is almost like a beacon that he kind of knew that if you were going to town, there's a chance that you would find the goblins, and by giving you the token, you would find the goblins for his group.
What I'm trying to figure out, Crispin, is whether or not I should cast an AoE spell in there or not.
Definitely
Okay.
fireball.
Back to sort of
Among the battle.
in the back of the goblin
I didn't
group
want to hurt my skull
at about a. So what is the area of effect? Is it like fills the area? Does it go in a line? Is it a height thing?
Yeah, it's a radius.
Okay.
And it will be 90 feet away, 20 feet radius. I want to target as many goblins as possible without targeting skulls.
So what is it you wanting to cast?
I want to cast sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. You can lob that towards the back of the group, sure. There's the Skogs, as fast as they are, there's still a low Skog ratio at the back to sort of 0.
Okay, cool. So what Crispin would do, he'll go into his side and he'll take out another little pouch. He'll unclip it, and as it does, he takes some sand. He opens up one of his eyes and he starts to put sand in his eyes.
Oh yeah.
Looks like that would hurt.
much.
He takes his staff and it starts to static. He goes,
All right, Melodia, watch this. La goodbye, baby.
and then you see an arcane projectile go out in that area.
When the wind blows, the
Like a-
cradle will rock.
like a jazz musician,
Yeah.
just in the moment, she just quickly starts adapting to start playing along with your Rockabye Baby lullaby, but on the bagpipes.
When the
Probably
mountains,
the
the cradle will
appropriate,
fall.
at least appropriate instrument to be playing a lullaby on. But hey,
And then
Only a kind of
Crispin
Only a
did
kind of-
has Crispin used his inspiration point?
yeah, I have.
Well, you get another one for Rockabye
Hell
Baby.
yeah.
That was brilliant.
Thank you so much. I'm going to upcast it at level 2, so I'll get another
Okay.
2 d8s on top of that,
So-
for a total of 78.
Okay.
How it will work is I will have a sum, and that amount is what you will you starting from the lowest HP going up.
Yep.
They fall asleep.
Okay.
For 1 minute, unless they rocked away or anything like that.
Okay.
Down with the goblins, cradle and all.
Cradle and no Skog.
Nice cog. I love it.
goodbye, baby.
4 plus 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6.
It's like 174. I just did the maths on it. Don't question me.
4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8.
Definitely 200.
Yeah, 206, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Cool. Total is 31.
31. So 31 goblins get affected by this?
No.
No.
31
No.
HP worth of goblins.
Oh, right.
31. So you'll
Okay,
go
hang
to
on.
your
Just refreshing
go to
my
one of them.
refreshing my
Right.
memory on.
No,
So
you're
unless-
right.
Unless
it's all
they're
good. Yeah.
yeah, so basically unless they're like adapted goblins in some way with their HP, then 4.5 of them will go to sleep.
Yeah, 4.5.
And the half is the one that I viciously mocked. So there you go.
So
Five of the
Five
goblins.
goblins.
so 4.5 of them fall asleep, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, 4.5. We'll say 5. We'll say 5, including.
Yeah, 5 of them because one of
Thank
them
you,
was
gracious
wounded.
Chief.
by
So
one
when you
of
threw around numbers like 200, I'm like, God.
Yeah, no. Clearly, his legs fell asleep.
Yeah. All right, so 5 of them sort of just fall over in a slumber.
Hell yeah.
As a
them
free
instantly crushed like a mosh pit.
as a free action, Crispin, give me a arcane check, please. Arcana check.
Ooh. All right.
Okay, who's up next? Mike, you're up next
Yes,
after
single
Crispin.
tear is rolling down his eye at this point because the sand in his eye. All right. Arcana.
Yes.
You are looking at a 16.
Okay. There were Skogs in that area and they didn't fall over asleep.
Okay.
Mike.
Yep. Okay. So a bunch of them are asleep. A bunch of them have been crushed. How many are actually still an active threat?
I would probably say, what was the initial number? We're probably still looking at about 50.
50.
Yep. So I said 80 to 100. It's probably closer to 80.
I mean, look. Honestly, getting rid of 50.
Don't forget
in a
you've
single
got
round isn't bad.
you're not bad.
Raging Barbarian, you can do it.
Don't forget you've got your Skogs in
Yeah,
the
I know,
mix,
right?
and you've got a 5-to-1 Skog to Goblin ratio, and they're taking care of some as well.
Okay. Oh, but see, now I can't do my tree thing because I'll crush the Skog.
If they're quick enough, they'll zap out of the way.
Quite possibly.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try it, not because I expect it to work, but I'll go, and then I'll swing, my my axe and try to chop down another tree.
So if he was speaking in Skog GM, what did he say?
Hang on, I'm looking for a die here. Hang on. I wasn't expecting that.
Think about it.
That's good. Hang on, I've got to have a bit of GM's. Hang on, who's next on there? Rob, think about what you're doing next, mate, because we're going to move to you in just a moment.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
Elderberries.
So,
He's oppressing me.
no word of a lie. Our little friend was watching, has rolled a 20 on his insight, and has then gone, and everyone just goes and pops out for a second.
Oh,
Yeah! Hell yeah!
Rock and roll.
Oh, that was
And
awesome.
yeah, I'm going to swing at the tree. That's not as good. So that is 12 damage to the tree.
Yep, that would do it. That's pretty good.
you can also.
Alright, and then bonus action, once again, I will
And kick it.
attempt to kick it.
All right, roll to kick, roll to attack.
So that is 17 to hit. Oh wait, it's at an advantage. Yeah, 17. That's fine.
Well, yeah, armor class of a goblin is what, 15. So yeah, that's you take out another decent number of them, that's for sure, because that thing's not going to just stop one and then stop. That's going to take a few of them out. And as soon as it clears, you hear a little popping noise, pop, pop, little, and a bunch of them pop back in where that tree was.
Nice.
Cool. Alrighty. Rob, if Mike's got no other cool things up his sleeve.
I stop the lullaby playing, and I start to reinflate the bagpipes, getting it back up again, and as I'm inflating it, I'm taking a breath every second to like look up and say in between bagpipe breaths, I say, "Hey, Tristram, do you know how much it cost me to get my ears pierced? A buccaneer." and I'm casting hideous laughter on the weird ghost thing around him.
Tristram's screaming continues, but not because of the ghost. So what have you cast at it?
I've cast hideous laughter, and he must make, the ghost thing must make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, very nice. I shouldn't have put that D20 away. Prepared, kids. Be prepared.
No, it's half the battle.
Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, where did it go?
Thank you.
Ooh. He fails. What does hideous laughter do besides laughter?
So, if the creature is capable of being prone, it falls prone. It is incapacitated,
Not
meaning it can't take actions or reactions. It is unable to stand up for the duration of the spell.
Okay. Considering a little bit of inside information, considering this thing's tied to the necklace, it's not exactly falling over.
Yeah, I
but
figured a ghost might not fall prone, but it's incapacitated with laughter.
Okay.
Hideous laughter.
So Tristram continues to scream, but you see the ghost kind of it's chuckling and it's not quite sure what's happening.
Sweet. It can repeat the save at the end of each of its turns. So the next turn it has will be a guaranteed it can't do anything.
Right.
But at the end of that turn it might succeed.
Okay.
And then once my
bagpipes
are up. Go on.
That's another wisdom save, is it?
Yeah, at the
Yep.
end of its turn, at the end of its next turn, it can cast, it can do the wisdom save again.
Okay.
Then once my bagpipes are all filled up, I will start to sing. I'll start to do a little sea shanty and tap my foot again, and then I will practice the thing that we were talking about the night before about singing while playing the bagpipes, 2 nights before, and I'll sing. I heard the old man say, clang it in silver beer to lie. Today is a holiday. Clang it in silver beer to lie. Oh, to lie. I give you inspiration to Shevsham. Clang it in silver beer to lie.
Nicely done.
He's got the voice of an angel.
Very nice.
Okay.
Inspiration, you can add it to anything you want.
No worries. So that's Harmony's turn.
Yeah, Harmony's turn. She's going to use her movement to move away from the goblins.
Okay, no worries. Away from the goblins and away from Tristram as well.
Ideally away from everything.
Away from everything. Yep, no worries. Okay, now it is Tristram / the mage entity's turn. So Tristram's still clutching at his head. Like that. You can see the ghostly image kind of laughing but trying to control what it's doing, and it's laughing, and you can tell it's trying to reach for the necklace but it can't do it because it's laughing and it's not sure why it's laughing and it's not sure, and Tristan's and he's grabbing at his head, and I'm going to give the wizard his wisdom save. Oh, 16 on the dice, that's very nice.
Yep, that'll be fine. It saves at the end of the turn.
No worries, but it doesn't get any other action, does it?
But no, yeah, that's
Okay.
Thankfully, at least it took out one of his turns.
Alrighty, so that's down to Casey. Shevasham.
All right. Yeah. So, realizing that his hand was pushed back from this whatever spectral force of the ghost or whatever, he's just going to try and slam his spiritual weapon into it.
Okay, go. Cool. Excellent.
I behold the spiritual weapon, which takes the form of...
Clanging in Silverbeard himself as a dwarf flies over my... No. Just some dwarf tossing. It is a warhammer.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's a symbol of my god, but, also in the name. Or the original name. Alright, that'll be...
So you're clanging in the name of?
I'm clanging in the name of... see, 13 to hit.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits. That
All right.
definitely
Well,
hits. So give me.
That.
Yeah, no. Well, keep in mind that that the wizard's not able to really do anything, and Tristram's grabbing his head. So that's nicely done there, Rob.
Point taken. That is 8 damage. Sir.
8. So this spiritual weapon, you call it to hammer down on the front of this ghostly apparition surrounding Tristram, this ghostly apparition of entity, and you see it shudder, the whole sort of apparition of him shudder, and you can Tristram like this, and you look and you see the necklace that his sort of all of this color is joined to his eyes in this entity, and you can see the necklace flicker. The colour stops and then it flickers back in again, and you kind of see this whole encasement sort of really shudder.
Aha. That seemed to be effective.
So, any other actions?
No, I'm sorry. That was
okay.
it. That was it.
No worries. That's so onto the Skogs. The Skogs are in there and they're chittering, and they're having at these goblins. And you see your little mate running around, and he is absolutely kicking some tail. He's in the mix, and he is like just absolutely having a piece of these goblins, especially some payback for what the big injury that he got earlier in the mix. And they're having and these Skogs are really sort of starting to wade through these goblins. Considering the goblins' initiative is next, I'll just roll into that. So there is a melee happening with these Skogs and goblins, and there are Skogs cutting off goblins' ears out of spite and sticking them in their nose, and there's goblins grabbing the Skogs and trying to bite them, and there's weapons, and there's a goblin that's trying to shield bash one of the skogs, and another skog's on the back of this guy, and he's hitting this, because don't forget they've got their little arrows, like they've got them like spears, and you see him, and he's really going at this guy at the back, and there's real melee ensuing, and there are unfortunately some skog fatalities, but they are at a 5-to-1 ratio, making good work of these goblins.
They won't go to waste.
And that then brings us down to Josh. There's probably about sort of 3 dozen goblins left.
3 dozen. I'll leave it to the Skog.
I look to Tristram.
I have 2 options here.
Okay, so, there's a gamble. No, we'll go for this. I'm going to. How far away am I from Tristram?
About 10, 15 feet. 15 feet. Say 15 feet.
Okay, cool.
Because you were closer to the goblins to cast a spell, weren't you?
Then what I will do, since I'm further away, is I'm going to cast Sleep again towards Tristram.
Tristram? Yep.
Yeah. And hopefully render him unconscious. I'm going to upcast again. Now, how this will probably pan out is that you'll need to consider HP pools of both Tristram, the wizard, and most probably Servicem. So the lowest out of them will be targeted first and consume the pool.
All right.
Stand again.
Suffering for your art.
Yeah. $28.
28.
28. What's yours, Servicem?
So,
Your HP?
27.
27. So you will start with the lowest, and then they'll consume part of that pool, and then go to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now I've got to try and work out, because I wasn't expecting sleep at him, how I do the whole wizard.
Different entities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have? Is he considered possessing him? In which case,
so-
it's the same entity, or is he?
Yeah. We will find out. I'm very interested to find out.
If the thing has less than 27 hit points, you could have just put Shevisham to sleep.
Yeah, I'm
Unless Tristan probably doesn't have more than 27 hit points.
No,
so
see-
Tristan would probably go to sleep first. If
But
they're
the-
two
It's
separate
whoever's the
entities.
lowest, and then that person. So if you're saying they're the same entity, then yeah. But if he's like in a
so
what do they call it?
say Tristram had 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would
So
go first.
Shevisham's got 26,
27.
and you so 27, and you did 28.
28. So go 10 minus from the amount that I had, which was 28. So it'll be 18 left.
Yep.
And then you do the 18. If they can't get anyone's max or current hit points,
Yep.
then it just goes away.
Okay.
But yeah.
So there's the sleep hits over here. It's like an error effect, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't affect Shevisham. It doesn't affect Tristram. It doesn't affect Entity. But you see huddled nearby, Pep fall asleep. Because he hightailed it back past, and at that time he was the only one who failed, and he was stuck in that web that
He
everywhere.
was freaking out, so thankfully he's now no longer.
Pep, damn it.
All right. That's my turn.
Oh, that's the other thing. The web has disappeared.
Oh, so I can move?
Yes,
All right. All right. I will.
because
I will
we're
consider that
because
for
we're
next turn.
we're at the end of that.
If I have movement, then I'm going to try and get some form of cover. So I would like to hide behind something.
Okay, there's not much out here because this is where you're all fighting. The nearest cover would be the hole in the sawmill wall.
Okay, cool. I'll just move to. I want to stay within movement of
Yep.
of Tristram next turn. So I'll just get ready for that then. Cool. That's my turn.
Okay. So we're back at the top of the initiative order. It's back to Michael, but before Olna can do anything, Tristram starts screaming again, like ah! And you can tell in his voice he's not winning this. So just letting you know.
Yeah.
All right. So who's next to Tristram?
Shevasham and a sleeping Pep.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I see the spiritual weapon that he was wielding like do extra damage, like to the incorporeal spirity thingy?
Were you looking in that direction after you kicked the tree?
I imagine so.
Well, then you would have seen it happen. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to Sevisham, and
It works really well.
Yes,
Maybe you just need a little bit more leverage.
perhaps you're right.
all right, I'm gonna grab him by his ankles and say,
All right, now clench.
and I'm gonna raise him above my head.
Wait, hang on.
gonna
You're picking up Shevasham, or you're trying to pick up Tristram?
No, Shevisham.
Toss me.
Fulcrum, yeah.
And what
Toss
I'd
me.
like to do is I'd like to bring the full weight and height of Ulnir down with Shevisham, so that Shevisham hits with his spiritual weapon
Perhaps.
at the same time.
So you're doing a double body slam.
Yeah, yeah.
You need. I will require you to either let your eyes roll back in your head, or to go woo. Roll
It's all
to
about the leverage.
roll to
Oh, yeah.
roll
Just
to
gotta get the right
hit.
angle to smack him. Now, if I may, could I roll this as I would like to make an athletics check to give an advantage to Sevisham on his attack?
Okay, so you're not actually hitting Tristram and Entity with Shevasham. You're just lifting him up to help.
He's taking
Yeah,
a
yeah,
very,
and then
he's
I'm
taking a
Right.
very,
swing him
help
down so he's
action.
got the momentum.
a very flavoured.
You know what? You know what?
Yeah,
Why not?
help
Let's go with it. I've just noticed we're almost 5 minutes over, but considering the only thing after this is a sponsor spot before the other game, I think we can sneak on for another 10. Casey.
I won't tell anyone if you don't.
It's all you. All you.
That's okay. We just have to, we just have to ask the GM for the next slot if that's all right. But yeah.
Okay.
he's
Oh,
okay.
yeah. He's
All right.
Alrighty. So, okay, then we'll Rob start prepping for what you're doing next. Then. Harmony's updating on Facebook. Put the phone down.
No, I'm not updating. I'm looking at my lyrics. Hang on about that.
The battle didn't really help unless you selfie first.
Yeah. The battle bards. It's a new. It's a new.
Is that
it's a new
everything?
tablet.
Is that everything you're doing, Ulnir?
I'll kick him just with my fury, my frenzy action. I'll just give him.
Yeah, go for it then. Kick him if you've got an action. Do it.
15 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
Okay, because I'm not wielding my axe, I'll go with the unarmed, which is 7 damage.
Excellent. You see the visage of Entity covering Tristram shudder and flicker again, and you see the necklace sort of the color coming out of it sort of pop and sizzle and flicker and then pop back in, and Tristram still grabbing at his head. Like that, and you can see Entity kind of he's because he made his, I think at the last thing he made his wisdom save, so he's got his wits about and not laughing anymore. So he's kind of like, you can see him like it's almost like he wants to try and finish this to fully bring himself in and use Tristram. So that sort of gives that a momentary flicker and pause. So Rob.
All right. So running away from the battle, I hear the horrible scream of Tristram, and it brings back the time that I was on the ship, and one of my cousins, the entire crew was tiefling, and we were all related in some way or another. And he was hit by a cannonball from one of the other ships, and it broke several of his ribs and tore off one of his arms immediately. And he was just screaming in pain, and as one of the ship's medics, so I just couldn't couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with it, and I was like, no, I can't run away from this. I've got to help this guy because he may not be my cousin, but he's somebody's family. And so I spin on my heel and I drop my bagpipes and I just come running across the room to him. And as I get to him, I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna grab around him and try and like look in his eyes as he's screaming and I'm just gonna sing a cappella right to him, softly sing. You're safe and sound at home again. Let the waters roar, tryst. You're safe and sound at home again. Let the waters roar, tryst. Long we've tossed on the rolling main. Now you're safe ashore, tryst. So don't forget your old shipmates. Rally, 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 rido. And I'm casting heroism on him.
On Tristram.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Ah, cool.
Heroism
I like.
imbues him with bravery. Until my spell ends, he is immune to being frightened, and he gains temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting modifier at the start of each of its turns.
Yeah.
Right.
3 temporary hit points every single
Right.
time he starts.
Right.
There'll be a bit of a buffer in case this thing is
Yeah.
doing psychic damage to him.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it's frightening
So
or whatever.
the melodious chords of your song wrap itself almost visibly around Tristram, and you actually see it kind of look like it's moving through this encasement of entity. You see that it shudder a little bit. You can almost see it move through and wrap Tristram, and you can kind of hit the screaming sort of dulls down, and he kind of opens his eyes a little bit, and there's that colour's not there, and then it goes back, and then he starts screaming again.
I say, you got this, Trist. Fight it. We're here for you. And then I'm going to turn around and look for something to make percussive noises with, and I see like an overturned cup on the ground. And then I
Sure.
grab
There's a barrel there down by the side by the downpipe that would have had water coming off it from a rain, and
I grab
it's
something like that, and I rush over to a piece of wood that'll give a nice sort of echoing thud. And then I'm going to look over to Crispin, aka Crispy. And I say, there once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds out blew harder, bowed it down below me, bully boys blow. Soon may the lucky charm come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our luck and go.
I am so inspired right now.
A bardic inspiration.
So inspired.
The Christmas album drops.
And then I'm gonna move away as much as I. Oh yeah, I will move away from the creature. I'll move out of its melee range.
all right.
So it gets if it does have physical attacks, it can make a physical attack at me, and it's an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. No, that's. Alrighty. So Rob, now you see the envelopment of entity around Tristram, like give a real solid pulse, and you can almost see the wizard entity's hands sort of join with Tristram's, and instead of grasping at his head, they start to point outwards through this envelopment, and he's going to hit Sheversham with burning hands.
Ooh, nice. So they didn't take a reaction on me as I moved out of the melee range?
No.
I'm in the air.
You're
Oh
in-
yeah, Sheversham
Oh, so that's right. Yeah. So Olna then.
being lifted.
Yeah. I just got to find where I put my reference to burning hands.
Enlarge person.
Alrighty. Let's see. 3. Okay, so make your dex save as much as you can, holding onto Sheversham. I dare say if it's in a it's a 15-foot cone. A thin sheet of flame. Okay, so it's so it's a thin sheet out in a cone shape. So Sheversham, you actually probably would not get hit, but it all depends on whether the dex save makes it or not, whether you're still in the air or tumbling down.
Understood.
So make your save, Olna.
Uh, 5.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do it against the wizard. I think the DC's on their 5 usually.
Yeah, perfect.
You've got no, 5's probably too crappy to add the bardic inspiration to. Yeah, no.
Oh, no, never mind. I was gonna say, could I use my my inspiration to re-roll that?
Sure, why not? This is fun. This is a fun game. Do that.
Ah, that's better. Okay, so 14.
Okay, that you make.
You can add your bardic inspiration if you don't think that's going to be.
Okay.
I will use bardic inspiration because Rob is scaring me.
I'm just saying that you can if you don't think it's going to be enough.
So what's that?
4.
That's 5, 9, 11. 11 rounded down for half. Is that correct? Is 5?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'd like you to make an athletics check because you had a dex check while holding Shevasham in the air.
Yeah. Oh, that's easy. That is a 24.
Made it. No problem. With spectacular style that even modern Olympian in aerobics, not aerobics, in gymnastics would be proud of. You managed to duck weave your way around these burning hands whilst holding Shevasham in the air and waving to the crowd and the judges. That's the wizard's turn. So Casey.
I'm the wizard.
For Clangadon!
Timber.
Yeah, you get.
Yep.
20.
Nat 20.
20.
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic!
Nice.
So roll.
Good time for a 20.
So
Is that the first? I think that's the first.
That's the
critical
first
hit.
attack 20.
I think that's the first attack 20. Yes.
And I'm a Valor Bard, so you get to use your bardic inspiration onto damage if you want. Which for a
Oh,
20 would be
very nice.
Oh.
Okay, this is gonna be a good finish.
This is super. That's a D4 or a D6 for Bardic.
D6 at my level.
The hulking tower that is Olna, the lumberjack Barian, holding aloft Shevasham, the dwarven cleric, and the spiritual weapon, come forcefully body slamming like down upon this ethereal looking but not really ethereal, this sort of ghastly, ghostly image of entity, the wizard surrounding Tristram, trying to possess him and bring himself back into this world, and the spiritual weapon slams from that height directly on the top of this spectral image. And what damage do you do?
Almost max. 7 on the D8 and 6 on the inspiration die, so that'll be 14 and 12, 26 plus 26 plus. Wait, where'd it go? 2. So 28.
28.
Nice.
The spiritual weapon hits the top of this ghostly visage, and you see tremendous cracks both appear in this visage and in the necklace that Tristram has once regained and is holding out in front, and the gem in this encrusted in this explodes into shards, and this ghostly apparition just the screaming that Tristan once was doing is now well and truly stopped, and it is almost like it is now entity screaming as the spiritual weapon passes through the visage and shatters it completely, expending the energy surrounding Tristan and scattering it to the wind.
I think that worked quite well.
The necklace, the necklace drops from Tristram's neck, crashes to the ground, and bursts into this molten, bubbly a mess, and sort of in the snow, sort of freezes it.
Oh yeah.
So after Seversham gets up, he points up at the tall barbarian and says, "We shall never speak of this."
rubbing like dirt and soil off my face.
You look across to me, and I'm already writing a song about it.
So Tristram kind of slumps to his knees and sort of like slumps down but doesn't keel over, and you can see he's still like he's alive and he's with it, but he's just quite shaken. We're up to Casey in the initiative, but we can drop out of initiative unless you want to go after these goblins, because there's a good chance that without this wizard guy, they're going to be like, you know what, we're going to
Maybe not.
yeah. What do the young ones say? We're going to yeet.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I get outside and I just yell an insult after them as they retreat. I shout, yeah, your master's dead. So have a face full of me boot, you jelly-bone thumb-sucking crud buckets. And I just shout something to scare them off, and then go back inside.
The goblins scatter. The skogs take a couple more of them down before they scatter, but the goblins ultimately scatter. I'm assuming that no one else wants a shot at the goblins. No. So the goblins scatter. They scatter hard. They are routed. The skogs are jumping up and down, and they're yelling and they're chittering and they're happy. A few of them are trying to pop after the goblins, but these goblins they are like, no, we are out of here. The skogs are sort of they're kicking the goblin corpses, and they're sort of gathering up any of their number. They've probably lost about a quarter to a third of their number in this skirmish, and they're kind of gathering up and helping who they can and that sort of thing. But your little mate from before comes, and he's got like 4 more little skulls with cord, and he kind of and he's quite insistent, and he wants you to each have one.
Yes. Go ahead. Trust me.
Yeah, I'll take one.
It'll bring you luck.
Thank you very much.
And then you see him,
I take one and I slot it on the end of my horn.
and you see him and another one chitter at each other, and they both look and they nod. And with that, they kind of grab their wounded and dying, and any that are unfortunately dead, and they kind of they look like they're not going to hang around. They're going to head off to wherever they originated from.
We're their kings now. Kings and queens. You're a queen.
Not quite monarchy or royalty, but you're definitely part of the tribe.
Yeah. I'm just saying it.
I'm gonna walk over.
Tristram, so sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say I walk over to Tristram and I say, "What do we do with a bewitched sailor? What do we do with an enchanted sailor? What do we do with a possessed sailor? Lesser restoration." And not knowing whether it'll help or not, but figuring it might, I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on.
It sort of definitely helps his condition. You can see him sort of become more assured of himself, and faculties are returning. The headache is definitely gone, I think. And he's what happened?
Well, you seem to put on a cursed necklace.
Necklace?
You shouldn't just equip things. You should identify them to make sure that they're not cursed.
What necklace? The gem?
He's not wrong.
Is it? I know you said it was frozen. Did it melt away, or is it still? There's still shards there?
It's the shards have exploded, and there's still this molten mass of what could be a silvery metallic metal.
Yeah. So I start picking up the fragments.
It's like, but that's been in my family for generations. I've worn it since my father gave it to me when I took over the mill.
May I make an Arcana check?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Actually, I'm going to use one of my portents. I'm going to use my 19.
Please
my
do.
19, so that's a 24.
Okay. The necklace, from what you saw of it and what it's been now, and where you are and the story of it, it's easy to surmise that perhaps when the wizard disappeared, and the way he was trying to come back, he was plane shifting from somewhere. And because he wasn't here, the necklace couldn't do anything but be ornamental. And a little bit of extra... Am I muted? Is that why you're doing that?
No, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Acting out.
Oh, right. I thought you meant I was muted. So,
Plane shift.
right.
You see, plane shift is a spell that allows you.
So, the wizard, when he lost the battle, got banished to another plane, and the bottom part of his tower was sealed. And what we think has happened is someone, or what you would surmise has happened, is given what's been described and what you've seen, someone's tampered with that. It has made the explosion, and it has enabled the wizard to try to plane shift back, but because Tristram was wearing his necklace, it sort of made it into him being possessed rather than a total plane shift back. This is a little homebrew of mine. It was an idea I got about 2.5 weeks ago, and through the necklace, because of the evil nature of the goblins, the wizard was able to try and summon them to help, and that's why they were around earlier.
And see, that's my calculations, and
I mean,
that's
that sounds-
exactly what happened.
That sounds very far-fetched. That's a lot of hearsay you're coming up with.
I'm
We'll
the
need some
wizard.
corroborating evidence, I think, Kristen.
Well,
Well, that's pretty much all I've written or came
you
up
very
with. Man, that's I think you've.
I will heal
that
up
was
with the rest of my spell slots.
that
and,
was quite good. Couple of things you didn't miss if you had of and that was cool. And thank you everyone for watching. And now here's like the behind the screen sort of thing of it. If anyone had have used comprehend languages or or speak, the little guy, his name is Nud. And he would have told you that the evil goblins have unusually come down from the hills as if drawn. They've never seen them move like that before, and they're trying to fight them back because they're invading their little area and not liking them. If you had have taken notice of the bright light inside Gitch's office it's a bright light and there's no fire, you would have seen that the repurposed stone from the tower that's been used, actually one of the stones has a light glyph on it, and Gitch worked out how to use it like a touch sensor sort of thing to make light in his office. So you would...
I was tempted to use detect magic around there, and I was also tempted to use the detect thoughts at some point.
Cool. So you would have realised that what was it would have tied in then with the explosion of the glyph on the tower itself. The slide, if people failed their the slight slide of slate and shale, if anyone had have failed that, it would have alerted the goblins to that you were in the area. But thankfully we had Harmony's bagpipe playing to help with that. Not that you would have known the goblins were there and listening out for anything. But no, yeah, look, I think for what rough idea I set down, and I bounced ideas off Carlos Leasing in Wisconsin from Castle Entertainment. I bounced ideas off my good friend Richard Penwarden, who lives in Cornwall, and he's a big Lone Wolf fan and a 5e fan, and a local 5e gamer, Michael Manson. I bounced some ideas off him as well, and I bounced some ideas off who else was it? Brandon Perkins from Realmsmith, who plays Snow in Tides of Wildman and Sterling in Into the Mist. I had a great long video call with him and bounced a few ideas off. So I reached out. And thank you very much. I style myself as the Southern Hemisphere's worst DM, and I feel like I've redeemed myself a little bit here. And anyone who wants to run a game of D&D, the best thing you can do is, as well as read the books, which I will tell you now, I've never actually opened the 5e Dungeon Master's Guide. And I sort of watched some streams. I reached out to people that have run games, and I really wanted to run some ideas past Michael, but I can't trust his metagaming. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm an awful metagamer. I'll use everything against you.
Yeah.
But you guys, you've pretty much done everything as I've set out, and surprised me with a few things. I had it down that we were going to have, if you couldn't either deal with the Goblin Swarm, even with the Skogs, and I'm going to have to write Skogs up pretty. I'm going to have to do a write up for Skogs, because I saw a lot of chat in Twitch that they were loving that.
Dogs are cool.
I had it that if you couldn't deal with and that spiritual hammer, that was brilliant. That was
Oh, yeah.
brilliant. That was, and the use of it, that was brilliant. And if you couldn't have dealt with it in 5 rounds, I know that's a short time, but I had it for longer, and we're running out of time. I mean, we're almost half hour over now. I had to shorten it down a little bit, and that spiritual hammer right at the end, bang, that went like cool, seal the deal. Because if he had have got possessed, out was coming a wondrous figurine of a giant spider. So you avoided that. For those who are about to loot Tristan for any other goodies, there is no wondrous figurine of. No.
I know.
If you hadn't have put Pep to sleep with the sleep, he was actually going to use the dust of invisibility to help. He was going to, because the funny thing is he was going to be brave himself, but with the fact that he saw the bravery heroism spell come from Harmony, filled him with if anything a placebo effect from that to make him feel brave. But no, he was bravely asleep.
Yeah.
All right, I think
Dreaming
we're
away.
going to have to wrap it up because we've got half an hour till the next.
Yes,
session,
yes, indeed.
Which is led by
Ready.
Ulnir.
Cool.
By
Thank you
our
very
Michael.
much. Guys, in 30 seconds or less, tell everyone where they can find you on the socials. We'll start with Rob down below. Thank you very much.
Right here. There you go. Right there in the chat, Robert Hartley GM. I Twitch. I stream about 4 or 5 days a week, usually D&D related content. I'm a professional dungeon master. I do it 24 hours a day. Literally, I'm dreaming about D&D most of the time. So yeah, come and watch my stuff on Twitch, and you can also find me on all the other things, Instagram and YouTube and stuff. Mostly just by typing in my name.
By association, does that mean you dream of me?
I do. I also dream of Genie.
Dun, 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 dun. Casey Sheversham, where can we find Casey and Casey's things?
I'm, I think one of the few, if not the only KC Rifts. You can always find me personally at KC Rift, RIFT, and then I'm going to put the Praetors and Rifts, like I said before, that's our entertainment and producing company. So if you are interested in doing some virtual events such as what we're doing right now, then we'd be happy to help you out.
No worries. Josh Dreaded.
This is me.
Hi, I'm Josh, the Dread GM. You can find me on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday on an Australian evening where I run Dungeons and Dragons. Also a professional game master, and I love it and do it 24 hours a day, and I dream of Rob and everyone else here too. So if you enjoyed what I do, you can catch more of it there. We're about to finish up our Curse of Strahd game, which is very exciting because we did a episode just recently called Interview with the Vampire, and Strahd interviewed the members and seeing where their loyalties truly lie, which is very cool. And then mostly we're in a homebrew world. I will say just quickly, we do very fun event streams where you'll see Dag and any other friend, Rob, like Hallmark games and 24-hour streams, and we have a lot of fun. I'll follow Rob and say, click right here or search Dread GM on Twitch or YouTube.
Nice. And Michael from Dead
Yeah,
Aussie.
no, I feel that. Hey guys, my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. Look, to be honest, I'm literally everywhere. I'm a performer who jumps from stream to stream, being awesome, being incredible, but I do have my own stuff that I run on my channel for both Twitch and YouTube. I also have a Dead Aussie YouTube Live, which is very small, but it's where all of my live games live. If you like any of the seasons and you've come in midway, head on over to that channel and you can watch it all. You'll find me, of course, on the Dreaded GM channel. You'll probably see me on Rob at some point or another. You've seen me on World Anvil, How to Be a Great GM, Dungeons & Dragons Official if you want to see the Ghosts of Soulmarsh or the Descent into Avernus games, and that is it. You find me there. Find me places. Go look. Yeah, I'm the guy. I'm there.
Everywhere.
Cool.
I'm everywhere. Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Everywhere, man. And I'm Heath. I'm the Antipodean D20. No one ever gets that right. I'm also the Antipodian D20, if you like that. I work full time and do this whenever I can and whenever my lovely, beautiful wife lets me. You find me most mornings so doing a live from my kitchen with tips, tricks, 60-second adventure ideas that are not really 60 seconds. I also do long play with read-throughs of Lone Wolf game books, which are one of my favourite games books, which were what got me into D&D. I will also do a occasional chat show called Roll for Initiative, and I'm looking forward to sourcing out some people for the next one of those. And it has been an absolute pleasure DMing for you guys. This was a lot of fun. Thank you very much for letting me go over and for us to be able to complete that, because was so close that I'm just like, no, we need to push through. Look, it has been a pleasure.
More tales.
And to everyone watching, thank you very much for tuning in. We do this for your pleasure and enjoyment. Please follow these lovely guys and myself, if you like, on any and all of the socials. You can find me at the Antippa D&D 20. And now for my sign off. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Have a great morning. Have a great afternoon. Have a great evening. If you're a shift worker and it's 2 a.m., thanks for tuning in. If you're not a shift worker and it's 2 a.m., go to bed. Cheers.
Hooroo.